prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
You ready for a crazy time? Well, we're going back to Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party Friday, August 25th. We're going to broadcast the Daily Blender live from 3 to 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., all the Blender leagues are going to draft together. It's always nuts and a ton of fun. You don't even have to be in one of our leagues to come and hang out. Join the Daily Blender at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace, 3 p.m. till we're done partying. Friday, August 25th, here on 1580 The Fanatic. When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harmon Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. It'll be broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, yes, today is National Rum Day. It's also National Roller Coaster Day. And it would need to be National Rum Day to get me on a roller coaster anymore. I've done my time. I've been on some scary roller coasters, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't feel like I need to do that anymore. Kind of like I don't feel like I need to eat, big old jalapenos anymore just to prove I can. I've done it, and I don't particularly enjoy it. I don't care for a roller coaster. I mean, you have to, so you people don't think you're a wuss. And then after you've done it, you shouldn't have to do it.
My favorite roller coaster. I'll probably never do it again this side of heaven.
Yeah.
Is Space Mountain.
That's
over in
the
Disneyland.
last one I was on, Randy. That was the last one I was on.
It's a good one.
Wasn't the least bit scared. Just sitting there. Wonder what this would be like with the lights on. Okay.
Well,
it was
far,
so damn
less
fun.
impressive with the lights on, I imagine.
So fun. That's my favorite. I've ridden the other one at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah, I haven't ridden that one.
That one that goes, it shoots you. You're in like a what do they call it? The slingshot? No, it's not that. but it shoots you out of the station.
Boingy boingy.
And then it goes straight up in the air, and then it does like a twist at the top, and then it comes straight down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll pass.
I did that.
I don't really like any roller coaster in which I wind up going backwards. I've never enjoyed those.
I did the thing where you plummet from the tower in Vegas. You done that, and then there's a roller coaster in the tower on top of the tower. Hell no, I'm not doing that one.
No.
Florida Mustard wants to know, does Arizona have any theme parks? Nothing worth a damn. I mean, Castles and Coasters. Randy and I have done tons of stuff from Castles and Coasters, but
I don't even know if are they still even relevant?
I hope not, because that thing just seemed like it was a death trap. I mean, maybe, I mean, remember we were there, and this is back in the 90s, and some of our air staff got trapped at the top while we were doing a live.
That was on Desert Storm. That was that big roller coaster.
Old Corey Kreisman and Paul Kreisman up there, the program director, and his wife, who was on air, and they were up there, and there was crying, and she was able to comfort him, and then they finally had to walk down. It was just the saddest thing. So no, I don't think. Do we have? I don't think theme parks. Do we have it? I mean, they closed down the Fiddlesticks, right? You and I opened up.
Yeah, they closed that down.
I don't know. You guys
like
tell us.
Six Flags out here?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's too hot for that nonsense, I think. They got Sunsplash in Mesa. That's a water park.
Yeah, see, we have water parks. We don't have what do you call them? Fun parks, theme parks.
There's fun stuff to do, but a lot of it's just inside. They got the indoor skydiving thing that's right down the road from the radio station.
Yeah, I've seen it. The iFly or whatever.
Why don't you get over there and try that? Let us know.
I'll give it a shot at some point. I just assume it costs money.
I don't think is Castles and Coasters still open. Can somebody verify that? We don't even know. Big George says, "Hello, gentlemen. Happy Hump Day."
Big George.
He says, I can't ride Space Mountain anymore. Ever since I reached 7 foot tall at the age of 18, I'm too tall and I can't fit my knees in the roller coaster. Also, my hands would get chopped up if I raised my hands during the ride. Yeah, it gets scrape right on
Big
that
George
fiberglass.
is the first ever in my life. You are too tall to ride this ride.
Yeah.
Sorry, Big George.
George, you're not missing much. It's all right. It's
it's a good ride. It's not like
roller coasters is for kids.
When you're on It's a Small World and a bunch of other stuff there. When you get to Space Mountain, that's the best one.
When you're a parent, you go to the Disneyland. You look for Small World about halfway through the day, because that's where parents take naps.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. I don't ever want to go to Disneyland again because it's a lot of standing in line. It's like 45 minutes for one ride, and it just seems pointless to me. Seems pointless. If I can rent the park out, it's just me and my family and friends, and we just run around and get to ride what we want to ride when we want to ride it. Bam, give me the fast pass famous guy thing. But outside of that, no, I just don't understand it.
I went with an ex, and we went like Easter weekend, and there was nobody there.
Wrong time to go. There was no one there?
It was we breezed through everything. It was great.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Cardinal Art says Castles and Coasters is still open. Just avoid that roller coaster. Remember, it got stuck. Yep. Pour me one, Randy. Yeah, the Desert Storm was the smaller one. Take Your Life into Your Own Hands was the bigger one. I don't know what it's called. 888-368-1580. Right now, I don't want to jinx anything. Should I not even mention what's happening in the top of the ninth with 0 outs? Or, the Diamondbacks and the Rockies finishing up the game right now?
I don't know who Lovella is going to bring in from the bullpen. I mean, it's 8-7 Diamondbacks right now, top of 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rubber match of the series, by the way.
Yeah, all I know is Kettle Metal is up the plate, so I'm just gonna not pay attention to that. So let me know when it's over. I don't want to jinx anything. I was just happy to see him get the win over the Rockies last night, 8-5. And that's all. And the Dodgers have not reached the 10 games ahead of anybody mark that Ralph was hoping for. So that's good. Although here's something new: the Diamondbacks have optioned outfielder Jake McCarthy and recalled Kyle Lewis. case you care, and even if you don't. Now,
So they've
taking it, you don't care.
optioned McCarthy down to AAA. So what they've done?
And they've recalled Kyle Lewis. Like I said. Anyway, so that was nice to get a win since we don't get many of those lately.
Yeah, but there was 8 runs yesterday, another 8 runs today. So it looks like the bats are at least awake again. So that's at least good to see.
That is half the battle. I did get happy.
I see what you did there. Half the battle.
Oh.
I see what you did there.
No, that's not what I did there. That's what you did.
I see what
there.
you did there, Jeff.
You might need to blow the whistle on yourself.
I see what you did. Good job.
So what made me happy is the Yankees lost 5-0 to the Braves. So that was good because I hate the Yankees, and it felt good that we won, they lost. And I remember I don't hate the Dodgers. I dislike the Dodgers. I hate the Yankees. So that makes it even better. And I gotta give old Pedro just a little bit of a tip of the cap when Pedro Martinez. He's talking about it, and he's like, I remember watching the Yankees earlier in the season when they were going, well, they looked so confident, right? They was like watching a bulldog beat up on a chihuahua. Then they're playing those teams there, and now they look like chihuahuas to any other team, especially a good team like the Atlanta Braves. No match. I love Pedro Martinez now. That just felt nice.
He was a Boston Red Sox.
I don't care what he was. Remember, I say anybody who is playing and beating the Yankees, I'm a fan for that moment. After that, I don't give a crap. So today, Pedro's the man.
Don't know what's going to happen at the end of this season. I mean, we're just halfway through August. We still have 2 weeks in September to go. So about 4 weeks left in the season before the playoffs begin. And you got to, I don't know. Now I know if George Steinbrenner was still alive, Aaron Boone would have been gone right out of spring training, probably.
You would have thought.
He would have fired him at least twice in one day.
Who's running this team now?
Well,
George Steinbrenner's son?
It's Hank Steinbrenner. Yeah, his son. Yeah,
okay,
his son.
So that just means that, more on his mother's side then.
I think I think he got mom's genes. He didn't get dad's genes. Probably one of the daughters should be running the damn thing because they would have more balls than Hank does.
I don't think it requires. I don't think it requires balls, but
see what I did there.
I see what you.
That's 2 for me, and we're not even 10 minutes into this show.
You're at a 5-minute penalty right there.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, if we were gonna blow the whistle on you for those puns, Scratch Me Because says there is a Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, formerly Wet and Wild. So we do have Six Flags?
Well, it's a water park. Remember out on Pinnacle Peak, Jeffco, and years and years ago, it's Six Flags Hurricane Harbor out on Pinnacle Peak. Used to be the Wet and Wild out there.
Was that back in the 90s when that opened up? Because I remember the radio station we were at. We went out there, and old Mike Hamilton, the general manager, and Debbie O'Donnell, his girlfriend, future wife, was a salesperson.
Yeah.
And she was like Barbie, the older years, and so she came up to me because we were all going down the slides in the water. She came up to me and she says, "Hey, does my makeup look okay?" And she had the mascara just streaking down both sides of her face. And I was like, you got a little something there, but you're good.
Nice.
So she's like, okay. She turns around. Mike Hamilton comes down off a slide, sees her, and goes, ah. And she's like, what? Why would you ask me? So let's see. I keep wanting to go back and look at the Diamondbacks game. Yeah, so now it all
still 8-7.
So Pham is up. Pham did pretty good yesterday. Let's see what he can do today. Dodger fan had said, hey, if we get a Mookie Betts home run, I'm going to name my child after Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
He shared a video on Tuesday saying that this fan reached out to him and said, hey, if you get this home run, I will name my child. And so they actually did it. So the child's name is Francesca Mookie Manusco. Mookie's such a great name. That's really could go either way with a boy or a girl, right?
I mean, why do people do this? Why? This is a regular season game. It's a meaningless game. Now I could see if it was Game 7 of the World Series, and Mookie goes up and hits a home run, and the Dodgers win the World Series. Okay, I'm going to name my child after you. But it's a meaningless game. It means you're already 8.5 games ahead of the competition in the West. There's no playoff implications here, and you're going to go out there and ask Mookie to hit a home run, and you'll name your child in a meaningless nothing game.
He got a fist bump from him, so that's why.
Really,
he gave him a fist bump. So I don't know. I think it's nice. It's a nice. I know it's the Dodgers. I know you hate the Dodgers. I don't hate them. I just dislike them. And Mookie is just such a great name. There's been a lot of great Mookies. Mookie Blaylock, Mookie Betts, other Mookies. How many Mookies have there been? There's got to be at least more Mookies.
Well, the only two that I know is Blaylock and Betts. So
same. By the way, Diamondbacks up 9-7 off of the sacrifice fly from Tommy Pham.
Pham, way to go.
Alec Thomas scores the run there. So
I'm typing in Mookie to see what else comes up. Mookie Betts. That's it. Any other Mookies? No Mookies? Yeah, I'm scrolling.
Going once, going twice.
Just lots of Mookie Betts. Okay, I give up. So that hopefully will give us a little more breathing room over the Rockies. Can you believe we're sweating out the end of a Rockies Diamondbacks game?
Yes.
If you want to get your winning ways back, I guess this is how you start it. So
I can believe we're sweating this one out. 2 outs now. All right. So, Randy, we needed to talk about this yesterday. And the former Marlins owner, he's still mad. He's still upset that Derek Jeter removed the ugly fish sculpture from Lone Depot Park. Remember that monstrosity right there?
Yes, I remember.
I don't even know what the hell is going on here and why they thought this was a good thing to put in the inside of the park. It is ugly. It's very hideous. Ugly. But it's not, who gives a crap? But he's mad. He's mad at Derek Jeter for taking that thing out of the park and, remodeling. And, did they play better? Did the Marlins play better when they had the sculpture inside the park?
Derek Jeter, 5-time World Series champion, captain of the New York Yankees. He went to Miami and he became president of baseball operations there in Miami. And one of his moves was to change the culture there in Miami. They had not done anything since they had gone to the World Series several years before.
So and they went to the World Series with this sculpture?
No. This is a new park. And
I see.
And one of Miami's owners decided to have this. It's a piece of artwork. They commissioned an artist to make this thing. And what it did was when you hit a home run, the fish would look like the fish were jumping. It was they would rotate around on this gargantuan piece of artwork. That marlin thing that you see, that blue marlin thing, it would rotate around and they think it was another one that was rotating the opposite direction. And that was like a home run thing, kind of like the New York Mets have a giant apple when they hit a home run that comes out of the big apple, as it were, levitates out of this big top hat and then it goes back down into it. And so they thought, we'll have this Miami artist build this thing, this giant mechanical sculpture, and we'll put it inside the ballpark and the fans will love it. Okay, so Derek Jeter gets there and he's his number one job priority is change the culture and make this a winning franchise. One of the first things he did is get that monstrosity the hell out of my stadium, and put it out on the street out there. Let the community see it. But get it the hell out of the stadium. And then he was trying to change the way, and he made some good moves. And I think he started to get a team. He got some people in there in the organization that started building, and they got some young talent in there. And they started to turn it around. They started to play some good ball with some young kids. But I mean, look, man, that thing's got no place to be in a ballpark, major league ballpark. Please, Please.
First off, I'd love to know the artist.
Yeah,
that got paid for
It's
that.
an artist.
Because
Yeah.
wow, that is uglier than I thought that it would be. When I heard that it was a sculpture that got removed, I thought it was something that was just kind of cool, maybe. But Derek Jeter personally didn't like it. No, that thing is an eyesore.
Yeah, it's like
it was an
Miami
eyesore.
threw up right there.
It's huge. It's like 3 stories tall. It's like 30 feet high.
And I just know, I mean, Derek Jeter coming from a top flight organization where you're trying to, you're buttoned up. You're trying to be classy.
Haircuts and shaves for
that
everyone.
is not classy.
So what did the people feel? Did they care? Did they were like, oh my God, you've moved the
the attendance there was like, I think they drew like a record attendance of 4,000 people a game. I think it was.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
And once they started winning ball games, well, the people started coming out to the ballpark,
That's
but you
what
got
they cared
this,
about.
You got this one sore ass, guy in there, this red ass in there. That's it was a piece of artwork. We need to have that in the state. Yeah, shut up.
Jeffrey Loria got $1.2 million bazillion to just shut the hell up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I just didn't know what you thought about that. Whether it was something they should have left alone because ball players are very superstitious, or is it a good thing that it went? Sounds like things went better for the Marlins after it left.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Loria is he's a bit extreme. He's just a bit extravagant himself.
Okay,
and he just he doesn't understand that we're trying to have a ball game. It's kind of like in Houston when they originally built Minute Maid Park there. In center field, they, for no apparent reason, in play, they put a giant mound leading up to the wall. Center fielders would have to climb up this mound of grass and earth to make plays in center field. Now, imagine, if you will, Jeffrey, you're in a full run in Houston. You're tracking a fly ball, and all of a sudden your feet start going up and you compact yourself all the way down. Your shoulders are now where your knees are because you're trying to go up this stupid hill, and ball players were getting hurt. And the best day that ever happened in Houston was when some guy got a CAD D8 dozer out there and took that damn thing down. Just moved it the hell out of here.
And there was the same argument. It was somebody in ownership that was like, but it makes their stadium unique to have a random hill in the middle.
Yeah, unique is not always useful or better. Walter, go ahead.
Well, I was just, Diamondbacks have a pool in right center field. Okay, it's not something that can injure the people, anybody, and it's useful. You can rent it out, and the team can make money on it. The Brewers have, their guy that goes way the hell up in left field, way the hell up there, and he slides down a slide into a big giant vat of beer. Okay,
yep.
See, that's the way you do these eccentricity things at your ballpark. You don't put a hill in the middle of center field, and you don't put a damn piece of artwork in center field out there that is an eyesore, just terrible.
How about just a random lamppost in the outfield? Just like a random lamppost, or just obstructions you might have seen on a small ball field that you played stick ball on when you were a kid. Let's get some cars lined up along the foul line there.
Just a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every now and then somebody just drives through the middle of the field, and he's like, car, and then all the players got to get out of the way.
Yeah. There's a minor league ballpark, I can't remember where it is, used to have train tracks through the outfield. And occasionally during a game, a train would come right through the middle of the damn outfield. Yeah.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's messed up, but awesome. Walter Mellon wants you to know the Six Flags water park is okay. Best part is they now have a bar. Badfish says used to be called Water World before Wet and Wild. And it sounds like Six Flags people just bought the thing. It doesn't make it a Six Flags, Scratch Me Because says, I learned from Sesame Street that M is for Mookie, and that's good enough for me. Towels Hill says Moist One. That's what they called that thing you're talking about.
Oh, is that in Houston?
Towels Hill.
I called it a major injury.
All right. We tried to drag this out as long as we could, but it's bottom of the ninth now. 9-7 Diamondbacks over the Rockies. Let's see what happens when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The NFL will open up the regular season on September 7th. It is a home game for Kansas City, the defending Super Bowl champions, hosting the Detroit Lions. Kansas City, a 6.5-point home favorite for that contest, minus 120 against the spread. The Lions, minus 102. Detroit is plus 240 on the money line, while the Chiefs are minus 295 with an over-under at Arrowhead at 54.5. The Arizona Cardinals opening up their season on the road against Washington. Commanders a 6-point favorite. Over-under in D.C. is at 39. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Shooing seagulls away from our beach snacks is easy, but keeping my frequent heartburn away, that was a full-time job. I had to chew up to 10 antacids a day to manage it. Then I tried Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day blocks my frequent heartburn for a full 24 hours, giving me one-and-done heartburn relief. Thanks to Prilosec OTC, now my heartburn's on vacation too.
Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe.
Ew.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Horn, Arizona Schools Chief. My job is to encourage excellence in public schools, and Arizona does have excellent public schools. But if your school is not meeting your child's needs, Arizona has adopted Empowerment Scholarship accounts. The accounts help parents pay for any school of their choice.
Everybody should have a fair chance at education.
It has afforded us the opportunity to be able to educate in the way that we see fit as parents.
Learn more at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium, wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
There are many questions to be answered for the Arizona Cardinals this preseason. Who will lead the Redbirds at quarterback when the season starts?
Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3, dominate.
How well does this team adapt to a new offensive scheme? How will the new faces contribute to helping this team compete?
Everybody working.
When it comes to Arizona Cardinals training camp,
Here we go.
we talk about it. Your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl 58. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And don't forget, we got that big old event coming up on Friday, August 25th. Broadcasting the Daily Blender live from Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace from 3 to 6 p.m. Then at 7 p.m., we're going to have all of the Daily Blender fantasy football drafts live in one place right there at the Dave & Buster's. So listen, we still have a room in another league. If you want to join, we've got all the other people sorted out, and now I got some people on a waiting list. We need some more people to fill out that league. So if you're on the fence about it, we've got a brand new league. Some people are already waiting for you to show up and say, hey, I want to play some fantasy football. So all you have to do is send an email to me, blender at 1580thefanatic.com. And in that email, just say, I want to play the fantasy football, and I will get you slid into this brand new league that we're building up right now. So, Randy, go ahead and fire the thing off because people always say, I didn't hear.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
There you go. 888-368-1580. So is it my imagination, or are we really close to having the win here with the Rockies? It's
yeah, I think we're pretty close here. I don't know who's up. I'm trying to look that up now. It still says bottom of the ninth, 9-7 Diamondbacks. I don't know what the what the latest is.
Probably going to be, if we do get away with this, the first time we've put 2 wins in a row in quite some time. And that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it. End of the. It says it's over. It's done, and that is the final. Diamondbacks win 9-7.
Well, there we go. There we
hooray!
go. We like that. Yeah.
Who's next?
On to San Diego.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. I just wanted to make sure we got out of that. So glad. So glad. Yeah. Moist One says Seawald locked it down. Big George says, the luster of ASU facing Oklahoma State this season has kind of faded with ASU joining the Big 12 next season when they'll face the gauntlet of Oklahoma State every year. Okay.
And that's a bad thing? I'm not sure I understand.
I know. I read it out loud, but I don't think anybody was paying attention. So we'll move on. 888-368-1580. So the Phoenix Suns, they are, how do they already know who they're playing? I don't understand. What are we cooking bacon now? What's that noise? Is it just me that hears that?
No, I
heard
too,
it,
but
don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, thank God.
What happened?
So the in-season tournament starts November 10th, and I guess the Suns they play the Lakers. Is that it?
Well, there's four groups from what I understand, and the Suns are in one group, and I think the Lakers are in that group.
The Suns are in a group to play with the Grizzlies, Jazz, Trailblazers, and Lakers. And here's the tournament schedule as follows. November 10th versus the Lakers. November 17th at Utah Jazz. November 21st at Portland Trailblazers. November 24th at Memphis Grizzlies. I'm confused how this works.
Well, because it's sort of like when we were talking about the World Cup, you've got group play. Like this is the group. So it's just built into the schedule of the season. It's just part of the regular season, but these games are going to count towards that group play.
So let's say November 10th, they're playing against the Lakers. That's a tournament game. Are they having regular season games in between tournament games? Because it shows there's 7 days of nothing happening between they play the Lakers and the Jazz.
They're not stopping the regular season for this. It's just going to be part of the season. And so the games that you play against your group are going to count towards you winning your group and getting out of that and making it to the tournament part, which I assume we will stop the season for it.
Well, let me make sure I got this straight. So on November 10th, when they play against the Lakers, that's a tournament game.
Yes.
But the next game they play between the 10th and the 17th, if there's games in between the 10th and the 17th, well, those are just regular games.
Yeah, because those are on specific days. Are they Tuesdays? I don't remember.
Oh my God, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Because every 7 days, am I alone here? Does this seem, what is the point? Is this something everybody's going to be
that's the
into?
Thing is, you know that your team is going to be playing a tournament game a week from the day that you last saw them play a game.
Well, are there other games in between?
Yes.
That's a dumb thing.
It's those are your group play games. Those are the dates
really
of the group play games, and then the other games are just regular season games. That's That's actually not that confusing to me.
It's not confusing once you know the answer, but it is absolutely stupid.
Okay, here's from the NBA.com. This is how the in-season tournament works. The inaugural in-season tournament tips off Friday, November 3rd, will culminate with the championship on Saturday, December 9th, semifinals December 7th. The in-season tournament will consist of 2 stages, group play, and then the knockout rounds. So there you go. It's like the World Cup soccer. They have the group play, and then
why I hate it.
From the group play, they determine who's going to go to the knockout round. So you have to win or you have to qualify in group play. Okay. Now, all the teams have been randomly drawn. Of course they have.
Mm-hmm.
And the draft's not rigged. And they will play each other. Then they will move on to the 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds with the team with the best standing in group play. In each of the 6 groups, 2 wild cards from those groups as well will enter the knockout round. Okay, does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Is there games between? I don't think though. This is an in-season tournament, so for 2 weeks, it will be going on, or not even 2 weeks. It'll be a month. For 4 weeks, it'll be going on, and there won't be any these teams, these games that these teams are participating in this in-season tournament. It will go towards their regular season record.
This is the most unnecessary thing that nobody asked for. Nobody even cared.
You have 3 groups in the Western Conference. You have 3 groups in the Eastern Conference. And then these teams will play each other, culminating in the championship game, East versus West.
And I understand nobody asked for it, but I think that the idea is insanely convoluted for what the NBA is trying to do, which is drum up interest in the early part of the season. Like that's ultimately what they want to do. They want to have those games that matter. Maybe if you can get teams, in a position where you're criticized for even losing games like that, then maybe you can kind of push back the tide of the load management and stuff like that. They are trying a thing, and I don't think it's a great idea, but they're trying a thing, man. Like as opposed to nothing. I don't know.
What was wrong with things? There's nothing wrong with things. We watched basketball, and then we watched the playoffs. We watched
basketball, but let's be honest. People were watching more basketball after the All-Star break when the season started ramping up towards the postseason.
Does
the early part of the season.
Want to watch sooner? It doesn't make me want to watch sooner.
To me, I'm curious, and I'm a basketball fan. I will be watching.
You're already watching.
Yeah, so I don't know. That doesn't change anything for me, but it's a thing that they're trying. I don't know if it's going to work, but yeah, people were watching less basketball in the early part of the season. You can't say everybody was watching basketball in November because they weren't. They weren't.
Here's more information to you. There will be defined tournament nights for these tournament games to happen on tournament nights,
Tuesdays and Fridays. If I'm correct on it.
I don't see Fridays. I see just tournament. I see it starts Tuesday, November 28th, and I think we can. I'm sorry, beginning Tuesday, November 3rd, and continuing through Tuesday, November 28th.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 Fridays, November 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th, and 3 Tuesdays, 14th, 21st, and 28th.
Yeah. There you go.
Nothing was broken, and I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand.
They want to make money. And yeah, it's not broken, but you weren't watching basketball in November.
Yes, I was.
I don't. Okay, not you, but like people in general, like just watching regular season games. I want you to watch.
If you've noticed, but people in general suck.
Okay, but the league still wants to make their money. They still want to take their cash. So you got to find a way.
They were getting their cash.
They're a business.
They were getting their TV money.
Listen,
everybody was getting
I'm going to repeat this because I've heard Randy say this before. Corporations don't want some of your money. They want all the money. They were already getting your cash, and now they want more of your cash.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
That's
it's
I don't
different. This is the NBA's way of competing against the NFL.
This isn't going to help. This is dumb.
And they didn't. And notice they didn't put it on Thursday or Monday or Sunday, but it's something to do during the week where they're not. Where the NFL is dominating Sunday, and then we talk about it all week, and then we get back to next Sunday and we talk about the NFL some more.
Tuesday and Friday night.
They're trying to think.
And are you at least with me that this is dumb? Are you guys at least agreeing with me?
I know it's insane.
It's absolutely
it's absolutely absurd.
That's all I need. Average Joe says this tournament absolutely stupid. You know, is anyone really going to care who wins? I'm still not going to watch it because it's totally irrelevant.
But it's built into the regular season game. So if you were watching them anyway, then you're going to watch them.
I'm going to watch them, but I'm not going to care.
But the thing is, if they can get people talking about it, you know, if those games actually care, if for some reason it gets the players to feel competitive, maybe LeBron plays a day that he would normally take off. Maybe Kawhi plays a day that he would normally take off, and people start talking about that stuff, then maybe they can get more people to watch that.
You know what's going to happen. T-shirt that says I'm watching, but I just don't care. I will wear that when I watch the NBA midseason tournament and any child's recital. I'm watching, but I just don't care. It's so horrible.
You know what's going to happen. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling. I don't have anything to back this up. I have no, my sources are not telling me anything here. But I have a feeling on these special tournament nights, ticket prices are going to get jacked up.
I don't think you're wrong.
I
don't think you're wrong. And maybe it doesn't happen the first year. But
ad revenues during the game for TV will get jacked up.
Well, that's dumb people's problems. All of it's dumb people problems. I ain't paying extra to go to an in-season tournament. And
here's the thing, man.
If you think it's worth more,
they are trying something, like Keon says, to combat the fact that everybody's tired after a long weekend of football and they don't want to watch basketball. You know, they've got to take care of other things Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday they're back to football again. And they're going to try to catch them by saying, hey, look, we have a basketball game on Friday night, because historically their ratings plummet. The revenues from people going to the game plummet. And that's during football season. And the problem is they are trying to combat the resident king, which is the NFL.
This is not going to be the ticket.
Well, if you have another idea, you're free to lob it out, but they're going to try. They're trying something. Look, if there's any other obvious idea, I can't even think of another idea.
Who needs an idea? Just accept it. Here's the thing. If you don't want the competition, move your season. If you can't handle the competition, move your season.
The thing is that they're fine. It's just
where
they're competing. There's no business that works like that. Disney doesn't say we're fine, so we keep your streaming prices the same. Netflix doesn't say, okay, we're $17 seems a bit steep, so we're not going to jump from 15
not
to
too
17.
Much to ask.
But it's a company. They don't
let me talk
like
to these people.
They don't act like that.
Get down, Silver, on the phone.
I just had a thought.
They don't want some of your money. They want every dime you have.
I'm not greedy.
They are.
That's what I'm saying.
I did have a thought. Here's something that would kill it right away. If the Wizards or somebody were to win the in-season tournament, some team we know is absolutely not a contender for an NBA Finals, that thing's dead. It's dead.
I'm still not rooting for the Wizards.
Don't. I
just can't.
I was just picking on my own team because I know that they are a team that obviously sucks. There's a perfect example that popped into my head.
Kyle G says these tourney games are 100% a reaction to load management. You don't think they're going to sit people out for these things? I bet I'd sit people out for this.
Load management, yes, exactly. And to try to generate eyes on the sport during a very tenuous time of the season for the NBA. You're exactly right.
Big George says, well, here's the thing, though, Randy. A tenuous time of the season. All sports have kind of a dead zone, you know, where something else is happening. So,
well, I don't know about the NFL, man.
That's the only one that does it because there's only 17 games a year.
Because they're the king.
And they're awesome.
That's why. Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, well, because the highest rated TV show on every network is the NFL. And everyone's playing catch up.
I just hate this.
I agree.
Well, I mean, what's to hate about it? You don't watch NBA during this time of season, do you?
Sure I do. Sure I do. I mean, you know, I choose NFL over, but you know, Keon mentions there's a Tuesday, there's a Wednesday, there's a Friday. There's also the game that's on that's NFL is kind of garbage.
This is little brother going.
NBA.
Little brother going, hey, remember us?
Yeah,
hey,
and didn't forget you. Shut
we're
the hell
playing
up.
over here.
Stay in your lane, NBA.
If you tell owners, look, you're going to make more money, you can jack up your prices if you make it far in this tournament. Guess what the owner is going to turn to the coach whose paycheck he cuts? Guess what he's going to do? If you sit Kawhi Leonard today and we don't make it out of the knockout round of this, you better hope you do something in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're done.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out the load management thing in a way that other than just mandating that coaches do it.
I mean, look at the games they have in this tournament. Friday night. They have the Cavaliers Pacers. All right, that's a rivalry. They've got the Knicks and Bucks. That's a rivalry. They got the Wizards versus Heat. I mean, as much as it can be, that's a rivalry. Bulls and Nets. That's a rivalry. You got Golden State and the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is not so much, but I mean it's a high view game because you got that kid on Oklahoma City now is on the Thunder.
Alexander.
And coming back, you got Stickman, who's going to be playing this year. What's his name? Holmgren. He's going to be out there playing. So it's going to be a high value game. Mavericks, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Blazers. That's just opening night. You're damn right this is positioned to battle against the NFL.
Yep. Moisman says, group play. That reminds me, I'm having a housewarming party this weekend. No.
Not going to
happen. Bad moist one.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Back to school season usually means a fresh new start for my kids and a fresh new headache for me as I try to shop for school essentials without emptying my wallet. That's why I'm so glad Kohl's has their lowest prices of the season. I just went and saved on everything my kids need for the year, like tees for $6.99, jeans for under $25, and more. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So if you want new school styles at old school prices, get to Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends August 20th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It is the Daily Blender on this hump day. Sorry.
I just don't like the term.
Sorry.
It was ruined by all the damn soccer moms. It was cool before they started saying
Well,
it.
I always think that was one of my favorite commercials, that cat talking camel. Mike. Every time I see my son-in-law, Mike, that's what I do to him. Probably should stop. Yeah. Listen, football season quickly approaching. FanDuel giving you a chance to win all season long, because right now when you bet on the Super Bowl winner, you can get bonus bets every time they win in the regular season. Just pick any team to win the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean they have to be the end result winner. Just any team to win the Super Bowl. Place that bet, and you'll get bonus bets for every time they win during the season. You can use these bonus bets on everything from point spreads, player props, yards, over under yards, over under carries, a whole lot more. Visit FanDuel.com/Randy1580. Start earning bonus bets with America's #1 sportsbook right now. Again, for the first 5,000 callers, that FanDuel.com/Randy1580 and get to betting right now. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun this season, especially with the damn Cardinals. You wait and see. Mark my words.
Yeah,
you got to be 21 or older, present in the state of Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Max bonus $50 unless specified otherwise. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. I just had a clever idea. Randy and I off air were talking about, yard work and that sort of thing and doing stuff in your yard. And, I was just thinking how this might be clever because, I've been dealing with Randy. You ever deal with this? You ever get the mushrooms in your yard? Like just out of nowhere, there's like a little white top mushroom. And you're like, that's kind of strange for Arizona.
Yeah,
but if you fertilized your grass and you get the water going, you can get some mushrooms there. And I thought, it'd be kind of a good idea if let's say you know that your wife, who's about to be your ex-wife, is going to get the house. What you do is you go out back and you fertilize in a certain shape, and don't fertilize the rest, and make it just completely ripe for this, where months later she looks out back and there's a bunch of mushrooms outlining the shape of a giant penis or a pentagram if she's like the devil. See what I'm saying? If you look out your window and you see a bunch of mushrooms coming up like a pentagram, you're gonna want to move.
Want to get the hell out of there.
Giant penis. That's just funny.
Well, that could open yourself up for some humiliation, though.
Why is that?
That's the biggest penis I've ever seen in my marriage. Boom! You see what I'm saying?
But you're already gone. You've already got half the money, and half the whatever. She just got the house, and so she's got a giant mushroom penis in the backyard.
Yeah.
Try to explain that to your mother-in-law or the kids, whatever. I just an idea, or just write out a note in the backyard.
I've got some breaking weather news from the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center. There's a major storm cell brewing just south of Goodyear right now. As a matter of fact, they have a special weather statement they've just released. The strong thunderstorm will impact portions of Maricopa and Pinal counties until 4:30 p.m. this evening. Doppler radar tracking a strong thunderstorm over the Estrella Mountains. And during that last break, I looked out the weather window here at the compound, and it's there. 111 degrees currently downtown Phoenix. This has been a special weather breaking news from 1580 The Fanatic. Back to you, Jeffco.
Oh yeah, I'm looking out. Usually these windows in this room are all bright with the sun. It's not very bright with the sun.
Oh yeah, it's very dark just south of the compound.
It's very odd for 3:50 p.m.
Very ominous.
368-1580. People are texting in still about that stupid NBA in-season tournament. Blissful Hayes says this new NBA tournament, it's all about the money and the marketing. These owners don't even care about winning anymore. It's a business. Hey, Randy, I recommend having a road course NASCAR race around the arena's parking lot on game day to garner more attention.
Yeah, I can see why you would think that way, because we need to put more NASCARs on street races because that's what they're made for.
Blissful Hayes just trying to start crap.
I disagree with the owners not caring about winning. I think basketball has probably one of the higher percentages of owners who actually care about winning. They just also they know that load management is a problem. Like, this is part of a solution to that, is to try and figure out a way to make games matter. Is it contrived and silly? 100% it is. But you've got to try to fight it.
See, but I don't know that owners are worried about an in-season tournament winning that as much as they are winning an overall NBA championship.
No, and I don't think the point of this is to be more important than an NBA championship. It's just to drum up some interest, to drum up some competition during the regular season, so that you don't have superstars just sitting on a random Tuesday night.
Right.
Because what matters to you is the NBA finals, then yeah, you know what? You play Kawhi once a week if you think it'll get you there. But that doesn't help anybody else make money, and it doesn't help the NBA make money. And when they put you on TNT or they put you on the ESPN, and then you've got two teams and Kawhi and Paul George aren't playing, and over somewhere else you got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker not playing. That doesn't help them make money. It makes the TV contracts worse. Like, they're trying to figure out some of the issues that they have.
Mr. Wilbur says if the NBA would simply pull their head out of their ass and start the season on Christmas Day and then run it all the way into the first week of July, all would be good. Yeah, because then you have the first start of the season sort of bumping up against the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl. But, there's no avoiding it with the length of the NBA season. But, again, you can start a season off and just try not to schedule against the NFL, and you probably be okay.
Which they already do. But, especially if you're trying to do games on Tuesday and Friday, try and stake your claim for days that are going to be important to you. Because we've already seen the NFL propose the idea that they're going to play games any day of the week. That the NFL is already trying to, because Sunday's just not enough for them. They can pick a day and they know you're going to watch. The NBA is like, no, wait, hold on. We got to have 2 days that's ours, not you.
Tough. Hamilton Porter says, funny how the 70s and 1990s guys didn't need load management or a tournament to keep them engaged.
I mean, it's not about keeping the players engaged. Load management is about health. They've got these team doctors. They look at the analytics and go, look, you can have a player and their career will last longer and they'll be more effective later in the season if you bench them here. So that's, I don't know, the 70s and 80s guys obviously didn't have that. It's not about the engagement. It's about, how can I keep my player, my $100 million plus investment, healthy long enough for me to win a title?
Morticia's man says, a circle of mushrooms is called a fairy ring. Well, if I put one in the backyard, it's going to be a penis ring. Pink Eye says, what? You would just make your ex-wife rich. She could sell the mushrooms as I can't read that. Big George says, Randy, I heard that tropical storm Hillary is heading for us. Is that true? Are we naming the storm, Randy?
Well, we don't name it.
We should. We should name the monsoons every time they happen, Randy, and you should be in charge of naming them.
Well, that's kind of hard to do because monsoons just kind of crop up. These storms that we're looking at today are offshoots of this tropical depression.
This one was happening. Monsoon storm Annabelle. You have to start with A, and then the next one's got to be B.
Yeah. I guess, but there's a line of storms. How would you name this monsoon?
How many
Annabelle?
are there?
because there's a whole line. I'm looking at the radar right now. From Phoenix, you just go straight south all the way down to, to the border of Mexico and even beyond. There's a line of thunderstorms and storms that are pretty vicious that are heading north, straight northward.
I have the solution. So what you do is all the ones that roll up, they're part of the same one for that day. You don't, just because there's a bunch of different cells, they're all together. Monsoon storm Annabelle. Then tomorrow it's a different one.
Monsoon storm Beatrice.
It has to happen in that day to be part of Beatrice. The next day, Courtney. I don't know.
All right. Well, Annabelle looks like she's pretty significant right now, and there's a lot of storms forming in the southern part of the state, moving northbound. So, as you hit the roads today, be careful. There could be blowing dust and all sorts of stuff like that.
Bruno Baller says, will you guys broadcast the Monday night preseason football game this week? No, we don't do preseason. The Reaper says the NBA tournament is unnecessary and a waste of time. You are correct. Kiss the Cook says, today is a swamp-ass day. S-W-A-M-P-ass. Why didn't you spell out the ass? Okay. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You ready for a crazy time? Well, we're going back to Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party Friday, August 25th. We're going to broadcast the Daily Blender live from 3 to 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., all the Blender leagues are going to draft together. It's always nuts and a ton of fun. You don't even have to be in one of our leagues to come and hang out. Join the Daily Blender at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace, 3 p.m. till we're done partying. Friday, August 25th, here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 173369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so, the monsoons seem to sort of be happening, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's serious out there.
And we'll keep track of them for you. Randy White finally able to earn a little bit of that weatherman money he's getting.
Listen, I mean, there's only a few days a year I'm busy, and this happens to be one of them. But I get paid pretty well.
Navy Brad thinks tomorrow's monsoon storm should be named after my new dog, Bebo.
Could be.
That's nice. Yeah,
Could
Bebo,
be.
why not?
Yeah.
And anyway, so let's talk about Conor McGregor here. He's saying, "Hey, I'm coming back. I'm gonna have some fights, and then I'm gonna fight Nate Diaz, and I'm back, baby. I'm coming back." And I guess one of the guys he has to fight, Michael Chandler. He's just kind of like, "Yeah, is this real?" Because he's like, "Yeah, it's supposed to happen in December." He says, "I'm not holding my breath." We see him on boats more than we see him hitting bags. So. And I kind of feel the same way. Conor McGregor hasn't, ever since he broke his his leg, his ankle.
Yeah.
Ever since that happened, he hasn't really looked serious about trying to get into fighting shape and come back and actually fight.
Was it his ankle or was it his knee? I thought he blew out his knee in the last fight.
He broke his leg right near the ankle, wasn't it?
Ah, okay.
I just know that he basically made FU money off of that Floyd fight. And
right.
So
FU money?
Sure.
Randy, I'll text it to you.
And so he's not serious because he doesn't have to be. He's already made the money he's going to make, and he's already made, enough money that's changed his life, that's given him the ability to kind of just party all the time and just hang out. So, he's gotten softer. I don't think that there's any doubt about that.
Hold on. I have to check on the puppy. I think he might be, but he might be murdering. I'll be right.
Oh, boy. All right. 10-4. So, yeah, Conor McGregor. And plus, he also sold that whiskey company.
It's his
proper number
12. Yeah.
Yeah, he sold that. He made all kinds of money off of that. Of course, he's taken a few financial hits. There was that cat he slapped in that pub, that Irish pub.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much he got off that. Then there was that settlement where he threw that park bench into that bus, that charter bus. There was that incident. Well, and then there was that other woman that claimed that he slapped her. Maybe he does need this fight.
It's possible, but I mean, it depends on the kinds of people he's had managing the money that he has had. Because even with all of those lawsuits and settlements, it's not he's not going up against somebody else who has a big enough team of lawyers to, drain his bank account dry. I just don't know if he's lost enough money to where he's desperate for this fight. And if it sounds like he's spending more time hanging out on boats than he is in the gym, it doesn't sound like he thinks he needs this fight.
Well, now I saw that commercial. What is it? It's not Icy Hot. That commercial that's like Icy Hot. Have you seen that commercial? He's working out in there, and he looks pretty cut in that commercial. Now I don't know when they shot it. I can only assume it's recently. It's within the last 6 months, and he looked to be in great shape in this commercial. And he was working out, and they put this magic spray. Maybe it's what the soccer players use. That magic spray.
Tidal Plant.
Oh, there you go.
Powered recovery.
Yeah. Recovery junk that they put on for sore muscles and junk. He's in that commercial, so
it's not. It's not like he's not in shape. I'm not making it seem like he's just been getting fat out on a boat, just drinking cocktails and doing nothing else. But is he in fighting shape? Is his cardio at a level where he could go 5 rounds with somebody?
Well, now he's been on that ESPN fight.
The Ultimate
show.
Fighter. Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of it because they got it on when I'm at the gym. And like obviously when the cameras are out, I've been watching the Hard Knocks, and I've just watched enough Hard Knocks that you can kind of figure there's definitely some stuff that's just the camera's out, and so that's why these guys are maybe doing certain things or asking certain questions that they wouldn't normally ask. because they're cameras and you don't want to seem dumb. So the Ultimate Fighter's there. You're not going to fail to get in shape on camera. I know like the HBO 24/7 crew, when they would follow fighters for a boxing match, the crew would be able to tell you, this is a guy that's going to probably win the fight based on how they were training when the cameras weren't rolling. So I don't know that necessarily tells us if Conor is in fighting shape.
And the other thing that I'd worry about in this fight, Conor's 35, and his last couple of fights have not been that good.
They've been bad, actually. Yeah.
and he's been injured in both of them. So, yeah, I don't know. I see Jeffrey's back, so the dogs must be okay. And Jeffrey looks like he has all the digits on both hands. So, we were just talking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And the comment that his supposed fight partners has about it, he's not in shape. I think maybe he is in shape, or maybe he's just going to go into this fight. He's going to get in enough shape just to make the money. He needs payday.
From what Keon says, he's got some lightweight fights leading up to a fight that's probably also a lightweight fight. So Gaethje's the only one in the middle that.
Well, that's the thing is that if you have 3 fights, I don't know why that fight would be the second fight. You think the Gaethje rematch would be the last fight because that guy basically crushed your face the last time you saw him.
I think Gaethje's going to kill the guy.
I think he's going to kill him too. That's why I would make that the last fight. I would delay that as long as I possibly could.
Let me ask you guys a question. Off topic. Have you ever had a dog steal a remote control?
Yes.
Oh, so that's not an uncommon thing. I've never had a dog actually, of all the things, steal the remote control.
Well, I mean, dogs are, they are pack animals, and if they feel isolated or apart from their pack, I mean, think about it. Your remote control has got everybody's scent on it. It's got your scent on it. It's got the kid's scent on it. It's got Alex's scent on it. And so the dog will be taking it.
No, the dog will do that even when everybody's around. Yeah, the dog just likes the remote control for some reason. So
maybe he wants to watch TV. Maybe there's a show on.
Yeah, I found it hidden, but here's what it was. The puppy was crying at the door because, unbeknownst to anybody, a little girl here in the house decided to take Buddy into her room and close the door because Buddy is a much more calm dog. So Bebo got completely isolated in the house and was freaking out because he was completely alone. There's nobody else here. And so that's what. So now he's very cutely. He's happy. He's laid down. He's taking a nap right here as I do the show. So
all right,
he's very cute. But here I open up the door and he's screaming bloody murder. So you know what I was doing all the time I was gone? We were searching for Buddy because I didn't know a little girl was home and had the dog in her room. So I was like in the backyard. I was like all through the house looking for a dog, thinking, oh my God, he's jumped the fence. So I'm out of breath now.
Does Buddy have a habit of jumping the fence?
No, but I don't know what to think when one of the dogs is missing all of a sudden.
No.
So we usually keep all the bedroom doors closed, so I didn't even think to look in there. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I think Conor McGregor, he'll come back, he'll fight a guy, he'll win, and then after that, he'll never get the Nate Diaz.
I mean, he will, in that even if he loses, he'll fight him. If they've already scheduled the fight, then it's probably gonna happen. But he's got I think the next fight or the last fight he fought was against Dustin Poirier, who beat his ass, and Dustin Poirier just lost to Gaethje, who beat his ass.
Do the math.
So just using some transitive properties, I don't think that second fight looks great for Conor.
Ooh, did he just say transitive properties?
No, it's not what it means, Randy. It's not what it means. Morticious Man says Conor can't fight until he passes the blood and doping tests. All that's gotten done. Then he's got to wait 6 months. Have you seen him lately? He's so much HGH going on there. A lot of times these guys will use the HGH to help heal. So maybe that's the whole thing. He was just trying to heal up quickly and use the HGH. Now he's been hanging out, waiting out the blood test. Could be.
Well, no, because I think the fight commission, they were the ones who said, no, you can't come back for 6 months. So it wasn't just his decision to wait.
Oh,
all
right. But it helped. You could take whatever you wanted to take
sure.
as long as it was out of your system in 6 months.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bring back Nitschke. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Says, name monsoons after restaurants. Free item with every power outage. I think we'd have to arrange that with them. Bring back Nitschke.
Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says, I got zero respect for Karn artist McGregor because he won 2 different championship belts and didn't defend either one. It's because he was scared. Yeah, he was just a beast when he started out. And then, as happens to all of us, as you get older, but I'll tell you what, the UFC fighters, they age pretty quickly as far as how well they can fight, how dominant they can be. And you have to give Conor McGregor credit. As a striker, unparalleled. As a UFC fighter, he got it done. He deserved his titles. He deserved what he got. He deserved what he won. But then like Keon mentions, the last couple of fights, he loses over here, he loses over there, and now you're kind of like, he don't have it no more.
You lose back to Poirier.
So he may have the mental knowledge.
No, boy, Khabib. I'm just going to say that. Just put him to sleep. I mean, it's just, for him though, I'm not going to blame him for not defending the titles necessarily. I mean, you'd love to see that, obviously, but it's a money game. If you can jump between divisions and fight more often in the year, that's going to make you more money. The more fights you can get in.
Well, I think we already see the blueprint. He'll make some money off this. I don't know why he feels like he needs to. I don't get it. I don't get it. So
maybe this is the swan song.
He doesn't need one, but whatever.
Maybe after he gets his ass beat this time, he'll just say, "I've retired from, MMA."
And that was 2 years ago.
That's the next phase of my life.
He's gonna laugh and say, "Ha ha ha! I took the money. You guys think I lost, but I won." It's gonna be his same old act, and that's fine. You know how ASU's always had a reputation for being a party school. You know how it's always been since I can remember 30, 40 years, hot girls, party school, fun place to be, education. It's on the list somewhere. And so, this is just, I think maybe gone too far. This is really embarrassing for Arizona State University. They are the ones with the Taylor Swift, course in psychology.
Oh no.
They're doing a course basically using Taylor Swift as a semester long example of different phenomenon, gossip, relationships, revenge, but it's basically the psychology of Taylor Swift. This is why they don't this is what
I think I saw that on Twitter, and I think the course is already full.
Well, of course, the easiest class you're ever going to take, and I bet it's filled with women. I mean, who's taking the psychology of Taylor Swift that is not a woman? Because they're the only ones that he can pretend to understand. It's the same Alanis Morissette, angry woman sort of thought process,
You think she's angry? I don't think she's angry.
Oh, lately, yeah. My wife, I don't listen to it. My wife says, yeah, she's kind of like, she's like, I don't even feel comfortable with my son hearing any of this because she has really not great things to say about young men.
Huh?
So, I mean, that's my wife speaking. So,
well, then why does Kelsey want to get with her so bad?
He ain't bright. And I mean, come on,
because
he's a fun guy.
Looks like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because she looks like Taylor Swift. See, I think she's kind of gangly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay, but he's a tall tight end.
Well,
that's not.
Yeah, but he's got some meat on his bones. She's kind of gangly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her and Stickman from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now that would be probably a couple. That'd be a power couple right there.
She likes both kind of nerdy guys.
I think that Stickman is kind of nerdy.
All I know is ASU teaching a course on Taylor Swift psychology. I mean, they might throw us out of the Big 12 for this.
I doubt it.
I don't.
We just got here.
I doubt it.
How can I stand here and make jokes about you, Arizona, knowing there's a Taylor Swift course at ASU?
Well, You know what we need to do is we need to scour the courses at U of A and come up with something to rebuttal all of their jokes. Oh yeah. Well, we don't have whatever the course is. See what I'm saying?
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Somebody should search all the easy electives.
Keon, you need to get on that. All the elective courses at U of A. Just go ahead and scour the net on that and see what you could come up with.
I think Boomer Sooner just got hit by lightning.
Uh-oh.
You ever see that thing where somebody gets hit by lightning or they're in a surgery, like they get a brain surgery, and after it's over, they suddenly talk in an English accent?
Uh-huh.
That's what's happened to Boomer Sooner.
Okay.
He just texted, good day, gents. May I secure a brew, please? You got to get that looked at, Boomer Sooner. I don't want to do that every time.
Has he had brain surgery? We haven't heard from him in a while.
I don't know. Navy Devil says that ASU class probably has a lot of talent attending that class. Talent is like the creepiest way of saying good-looking girls. You see how I said good-looking girls right off the top? Here comes Navy Devil. And then it comes across this way. You get a load of that talent.
And the further you get away from college, the creepier it sounds.
Boy, does she got a lot of talent on her.
I like to drive down University there and slow down to 5 miles an hour. I see some stuff. I see some talent right there.
Hey, you guys need some teaching? Because I'll be the teacher.
Yeah. You're younger than my daughter. Moist One says, it's a cruel summer, baby. I don't know what that means.
Bananarama.
Yeah, what's that have to do with Taylor Swift? Hefty Lefty says, guys who think they'll meet women in the class, they're going to take the class.
I'm willing to bet that the first day of class, there's 40 guys in that class, and they all thought there were going to be women there. Yeah. And they were wrong.
They were looking at each other going, oh, crap.
Oh, no, it's just...
No. And some of you will need to drop this class now.
Well, probably most of them will. There's a bunch of young women at ASU who are wondering why they couldn't get into that course in time. And it's because all 45 spots were taken up by all the guys that thought that they were going to be hanging out with them.
Here's what it says. This class is not a seminar on how much we like or dislike Taylor Swift. We want to be able to learn about psychology. Well, I mean, to be fair, she is cray-cray.
Is she?
Oh, man. Or do you think she's messed up in all these relationships because, listen, there's a group of women who either are crazy or they get into relationships, make them horrific just so they can write a new album. Adele, Alanis Morissette, Taylor Swift, Lil Fair. Come on, man.
Yeah, that seems more likely than she's crazy.
No, I think she's crazy.
No other sign outside of her relationships don't work.
She's unstable. She's an unstable billionaire,
How
Keon.
do you know this?
Dodge that bullet. Unstable billionaire.
I don't think you were in danger of that bullet.
No, not me. I mean, other people.
Nobody was in danger of that bullet. She made herself a billionaire with them.
There's a lot of psychology, I guess, behind the cray-cray of her lyrics and her albums and her every relationship then becomes.
See, I thought it was a study on the phenomenon. The phenomenon.
No. It's on the psychology. You know, they're looking at the various albums and looking for themes and finding how those are applied to psychology. So she's singing about this. What does that mean? You know, she says, they like the music, but do they know why we like revenge? Us women, do they know how we enact revenge? Social psychology can tell us.
You know, it's too bad I didn't have queued up a little T Swift.
I'm glad you didn't. I'll be honest. I couldn't pick one of her songs. If you were playing it at the mall, I couldn't tell you that's a Taylor Swift song.
I don't know what's the hit or what's not, but there was that song where she was yelling out "never" in it.
Oh, we're never ever getting back together.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We're never ever getting back together.
Something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course not, because she needs to move on to another guy for the next album. That's just the way it works.
Wasn't there another one talking about you're so mean? So I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie.
Yeah, I try not to get involved. Anyway, so that's kind of embarrassing for ASU. I wish
Well, it is ASU and it is Party School Central. So would you expect something different, like rocket science?
Just something to shatter the stereotype would have been nice. Huh. Give me a class on Foo Fighters any day. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk some NFL football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You don't plan for a computer virus. You don't plan to lose files. You don't plan to knock your laptop off the counter. And you don't plan for your PC to crash or your screen to freeze. But Staples has a plan. A plan for unlimited virus protection. A plan for help when you need it 24/7. Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned, starting as low as $199.99. And although you didn't plan for this, right now at Staples, you can also get $250 off select computers. N729 in-store only. See associate for details.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium, wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
You ready for a crazy time? Well, we're going back to Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party Friday, August 25th. We're going to broadcast the Daily Blender live from 3 to 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., all the Blender leagues are going to draft together. It's always nuts and a ton of fun. You don't even have to be in one of our leagues to come and hang out. Join the Daily Blender at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace, 3 p.m. till we're done partying. Friday, August 25th, here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back.
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
Sooners right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ralph from Harmon Solar just sent over this picture of a guy wearing like a fluorescent construction worker vest. And on the back it says, "Please be patient. I suck at fantasy football." And he says we should get that, for the loser of the league this year. And I'm like, I love this idea. And then he was just like, yeah, we should make Keon wear it. And I was like, we can't make Keon wear that retroactively if it wasn't.
And also, I wasn't the worst in the league.
No, it wasn't part of the deal. Of course, he's unhappy about that. He thinks we should make Keon wear that anyway. But I like that. I like having to. I like the shame garments. Like we made Boogie wear that T-shirt that said Jeffrey O'Brien is better at me than everything. After he lost that bet, we should come up with something for the league this year. Every worst player in the league should have to have a fantasy football punishment. I don't know what it is yet, but we should think about it.
Would be funny.
888-368-1580. People still talking about the Taylor Swift class at ASU. Parlay J says, I took a women's studies class at ASU, and one of the questions on an exam was, men are typical. True or false answer was true. Men are typical? No, we're not.
Men are typical.
They're very.
The hell does that mean?
Different? I don't understand. Yeah. Of course, Fighting Wampa says, if I had a child at ASU and I was paying their tuition and they told me this was one of the classes they picked, I'd give them a quick, swift kick in the ass.
Why?
Though, here's the thing. Having an easy elective just to get the credits, to make it easier and maybe have a better GPA going towards graduation, I don't know if I'd be that mad if they took the class. I'd be furious if they failed it.
I don't think that class is an elective, by the way. I think
Psychology is a psychology class.
Yeah. There's a psychology.
You don't think it's an elective?
It has to be. You can't force people to take a Taylor Swift psychology class.
No, you're not. It's not forcing them, but if it's, a class that counts towards that credit, even if it's, that doesn't make it an elective is what I'm saying. Like an elective would be something you straight up don't have to take. If you have to take X amount of psychology courses and you just choose that as one of your psychology courses, then that still helps you in your degree and it still helps you in the path you've actually chosen.
I would encourage everybody to take the easiest classes you can to have the highest GPA possible. Moist One says, okay, honey, if you have to ask, my last text had to do with Taylor Swift. You are living under a rock. Did Moist One just call me honey?
I mean, it's on brand for Moist One. I mean,
did she redo "Cruel Summer" by the Bananarama? Is that what?
Do I have to look that up on my computer?
I'm gonna block Moist One if he ever calls me honey again. Navy Devil says, I did have a rock and roll history class in college. That was the easiest A I ever received.
See, now that's the kind of stuff I would take.
Sure. Hefty Lefty says, I mean, she has no rumors of drug use or promiscuity or other things that parents don't want their young girls to see. She just ends her 22-hour day and plugs herself in the wall to recharge. That's why she likes cats. They don't need as much attention. And when she's plugged into the wall, cats can just rub up against her anytime they want.
What's going on with the Bebo?
He just needs all the attention all the time. There we go.
Look at him. Oh, he's a good boy.
Please
don't
lick
a
my
good
face.
boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, you too, Cecil. Cecil came in here. Yeah. He's a good boy.
All right, let's move on. Still trying to make heads or tails of this Michael Oher thing. Where the Tuohys versus the Michael Oher. Did the Tuohy family use Michael Oher, or as they are claiming now, is he trying to take advantage of them? I'm not sure, because what you have to remember is the dad made $200 million when he sold his business. He has some fast food joints, right?
Yeah. He had a string of restaurants. Yes.
Didn't need to use Michael Oher or take his money. He had his own money.
Yeah.
But then again, as you know, rich people like all the money. So maybe they did. I don't know what to think, but a lawyer for the family says, yeah, Michael tried to shake him down for $15 million, saying, hey, give me the $15 million or I'll go public if you don't pay up. And of course, obviously they didn't. So he did. And the attorney said it was the Tuohys did not trick him in entering that conservatorship. He was 18 at the time. They couldn't adopt him. So the conservatorship was the only way they could help him get health insurance, a driver's license, and get into college. And it was all in the up and up. He also claims the family only got a few $1,000s for the movie. And they always either shared or tried to share it with Michael. He also pointed out the family's worth hundreds of millions of dollars without his money, so they didn't need to squeeze him. So the attorney says the Tuohys are heartbroken over what happened, and they hope to reconcile with him. But at the same time, they will not hesitate to defend their good name and to stand up to the shakedown and defeat this offensive lawsuit. Boy, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sad. The whole thing is sad. I mean, I don't know what to believe, and I want to wait until everything comes out, because as you know, Jeffrey, there's three stories. There's his story, there's their story, and then there's the real story. The one in the middle that makes a lot of sense. So you're right. I mean, if they were paid X amount of dollars, whatever it was, thousands or millions, whatever it was, and if Michael said, no, I don't want that money, if it was me, I would have put that money in some sort of a trust fund under his name. And that way, if the time comes and he comes, because why do I need the extra money? I mean, I have everything I could ever want or need. Why? I mean, I would put that aside. And then when he comes out, he said, well, sure. Here you go. I've been holding this for you.
The one thing that is universal's money changes people. And it's either changed the family where they just are greedy, or it's changed Michael Orr, who sees the family now $200 million and says, hey, I want some of that. They ripped him off. I don't know. I don't know who to believe here.
I hear you. But I think they had money before, so I don't know.
Yeah, which doesn't mean that they, like Jeffrey said, couldn't want more.
Well, yeah,
dirty rich people
because it's not
more dirty rich.
Because residuals from the book and the movie that's more money. It's a lot more money, and it's just, as people like to have, passive income, the kind of money you don't really have to work for to just have roll in.
I understand that,
free
but
money.
So I'm not.
This just seems kind of odd to me that now, all of the sudden now.
But the thing is, for him, and the reason why I'm not saying I believe anybody in particular, but the reason why I am inclined to believe that there is some truth to his story is that he has been sore about this for a while. This is not a new, like the level that he's going to now, where he's getting lawyers involved, is new. But his complaint about how he was treated, that's not new. He's been belly aching about that for a while.
Well, again, and from his perspective, what I heard him belly aching about was that he was portrayed as dumb. And he's like, well, that's not cool. But, the part about the money, that's something new. I don't know if he's been talking about not getting money from the family or if he was upset with them for however long. So that this is a new part right here. And I'm going to just show you how dumb people are. Okay, so the real story, the real mom and dad and the real Michael Orr, they're having this little disagreement. But outside of that, in regards to the movie, people are calling for Sandra Bullock to return her Oscar for The Blind Side because of what's happening between Orr and the Tuohys. One guy went online and said, Sandra Bullock should give her Oscar back. She knows she didn't deserve that crap.
Does she?
She does deserve. She acted. She won the Oscar.
She read the script and liked it, and then she acted.
Yeah.
Maybe the most research she did was read the book, which still wouldn't give her the whole story. It's not how did they expect her to know this?
Yeah. Look, she didn't do anything wrong. She did her job.
If these people wrote a book about this situation and they did not pay Michael Orr, and if these people, had a movie contract and they did not pay Michael Orr, and then this is a damn shame. And he should sue them for everything he can get.
Then somebody else online said, for some reason, the whole Blind Side was fake. It just makes me hate Sandra Bullock even more.
It should make you hate Hollywood, if anything. Wait till they find out what other based on true stories aren't actually true. Do they actually think that the movies that they make in Hollywood are real
whole
stories?
Thing, yeah. The whole thing is based on a true story.
If you're a writer and director, not every story that's real is going to be, story wise going to fit in an hour and a half. So there's stuff you're going to have to get rid of,
there's also things you're going to sensationalize.
Yeah, because it's a movie. You want people to be excited. You want them to be happy when they leave the theater. So there are things you're going to make up and add. There are people who sometimes represent things. So you start using people as metaphor that didn't actually exist in real life. All that stuff happens in movies. And I thought everybody knew this. So I'm deeply concerned. I am horribly concerned right now.
Just absolutely ludicrous that people would be calling for, what's
Sandra Bullock. Yeah, Sandra they all think she actually is the mom. So they think she's the one who's ripping off Michael Orr. Richard Roper, the film critic, he came out. He's like, hey, listen, Sandra Bullock starred in a fictionalized adaptation of The Blind Side. And it's totally misguided and unfair to blame her for the new deeply disturbing allegations that are happening. And of course, somebody else pointed out that, hey, take it easy on Sandra Bullock. She just lost her longtime boyfriend to ALS. So not only all this criticism is unwarranted, it's really bad timing. She's already having a hard enough time as it is. The love of her life just passed away, everybody. There's also the fact that we don't even know the whole story. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know what to believe. We've heard the allegations. Tuohy families denied them. Just right now, as Randy has kept saying, We don't know. So it's silly for people to be so ferociously taking sides at this point.
Yeah, you just don't. I feel bad for everybody involved. I feel bad for Michael Orr. I feel bad for the Tui family.
I feel bad for Taylor Swift.
I don't feel bad for Taylor Swift.
I just thought I'd throw that in there. See if anybody knows.
Okay, no. Nice callback, but
I retract that statement.
But yeah, feeling sorry for a woman that flies around in a private jet that she has. No, she'll be all right.
No, she's going to be fine.
Yeah. I'm sure she cried when she watched that movie.
And she's got several dollar bills that she can use to dry her tears with.
Yeah. She uses paper money as Kleenex.
Gotta give her credit though. I mean, I heard the story where she gave all the truck drivers on her tour like $100,000 bonus.
Yeah,
you know? They're like, "Hey, that's great. We don't mind. We don't have to listen to your music." You know, there ain't not one of those guys driving down the road listening to her music. You know,
not at all. Not. But you know, it's an extreme job. You're always working at night under a tight deadline.
You got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Yeah. So
good for her, though. I mean, she just made all the billions, zillions.
Absolutely, and to share $100,000 bonus with her truck drivers because of the tour has been going so well, and things are getting where they need to go, and she wanted to show her appreciation. I applaud her for that.
Navy Brad says, "You're saying that now I have a shot to date Sandra Bullock now she's single? I'm game. Give it maybe a couple of weeks. Let her get over,
Why don't you wait till after Christmas?
Yeah, that's probably good. That's probably good.
Maybe after New Year's.
Taylor Swift, however, Navy Brad, ripe for the picking.
Yeah.
Parlay J says, if I got that bonus, I'd be blasting Swift in my truck every day. No, you wouldn't.
No,
because you don't have to. No, you wouldn't. Big George says Sandra Bullock should have won an Oscar. She did.
She did.
He says, no, for Speed, along with Keanu Reeves and Dennis Hopper, one of the greatest movies all time about a bus. Well, see, that sets the bar kind of low when it's about movies about a bus.
Sure, topping the chart at all-time bus movies, but
there was not one Oscar-winning performance in that entire movie, and Dennis Hopper was in it. He was amazing as an actor, although he was good. He was, if anybody was going to win an Oscar in that movie, it would have been Dennis Hopper. But for that, he was just having fun. I don't even know if that was Oscar worthy, but good movie. But no Oscars. 888-368-1580. Let's take a break. We come back. I seriously this time am getting into actual NFL. There's been some new information come out about the Sunday ticket. There's been a bunch of injuries in practice today and stuff going on. We'll share it with you when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Your next success begins with University of Maryland Global Campus. For more than 75 years, UMGC has offered working adults an affordable, accredited education. Choose from more than 125 degrees and certificates and enjoy online and hybrid courses, financial resources, and lifetime career services. UMGC has what you need to succeed again. No application fee if you apply by August 31st. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium, wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
And now, here are the top 3 things experts recommend you do to survive the summer with a broken AC. 1, breathe very slowly. 2, do not make any sudden moves until help arrives.
Just ignore it.
3, calmly express your disappointment to your husband for neglecting service on your air conditioner.
When they finally get me unstuck from this leather chair, I'm gonna kick your...
Summers in Arizona are brutal. That's why thousands of Arizonans depend on Desert Diamond Air. From 24/7 emergency service to diagnostic checkups to full replacement, Desert Diamond specializes in both residential and commercial HVAC systems with competitive pricing and experience to service and repair all major AC brands. With federal tax credits up to $2,000, it's a great time to replace your AC system. Go to desertdiamondair.com or call 602-362-4599. That's 602-362-4599. or search Desert Diamond Air on your mobile phone.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
In the morning, get out of my bed. Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic.
It is Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic on this Wednesday. Again, be careful out there. There's quite a few active cells that are joining together to make
oh my
one
God,
big
the
storm.
terrorists are here.
No.
What?
No. Thunder cells, storm cells.
Oh. Why can't you just call them storms? Storms are
okay.
coming.
Storm cells.
Terrorist
A bunch of storm cells that are heading our way, and they're making their way in from the south, and it could be a very active evening. And
sexually active?
No.
Oh. So
No,
they're
weather
not
active.
terrorist storms.
No,
they're not sexy storms.
although it is haboobs.
Ooh,
There could be haboob activity tonight.
I'm listening.
Where was I?
I don't know. You're talking about some terrorist storms coming.
No, I was talking about adverse weather conditions because I am the weather jefe,
All right, welcome.
and we are your weather authority.
That is true.
Baseball heading into the final stretch here, the push, the August dog days of summer, and you can still get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Let me tell you how. Right now, new customers get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Here's how it works. Just go to FanDuel.com/Randy1580 and sign up. Take you about 90 seconds. It is painless. It is easy. Deposit your money and you are good to go. Then you could start perusing their very easy to use app, and it will show you all sorts of bets. They even have all sorts of bets that other bettors are jumping in on. Some of these are called parlays. They have many legs to them. If you're so inclined, you can throw a few dollars down on that. And listen, you don't have to spend a bunch of money to bet and get the fun out of betting. When I went to, I played a lot of ball, and when I went to Las Vegas, we played a lot of softball tournaments in Las Vegas. I didn't play the dollar slots. I always played the nickel slots.
Oh yeah, you'd be out of
know what I
money
mean?
so fast if you went for the dollars.
So you don't have to go in and throw a bunch of money at a bet. Get to learn what you're doing first. Kind of get the lay of the land, as it were. Get comfortable, get some confidence, have a few wins, and enjoy it. I mean, I don't know about Jeffrey, but I have deposited some in the FanDuel account over a year. It's going on 2 years now.
Same.
I've been betting, and I have not worn out that original deposit. I've been betting on that. I've been winning. I lose a little, I win a little, and I'm just having the time of my life. I told you the story the other day. I was walking through the living room and I put some money on a golfer, and he sunk this long putt, and I went, oh! And Kim came running in, and she thought I'd had some sort of a stroke or something. I said, no, I have a few dollars on this golfer. And then she looked at me, and her eyes rolled, and then she went back doing what she was doing.
See, that's when you know you're married, Keon. When a woman comes running in a room And then moments later walks out, rolling her eyes and muttering, "That's when you know you're married."
Anyway, don't miss your chance to get your no sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you join FanDuel today. Again, just go to fanduel.com/Randy1580 and sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. You must be 21 or older, present in the state of Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at fanduel.com/sportbook. And gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. And resident gambler against the spread text in says, after extensive research, I've identified some University of Arizona elective classes. Here's the short list. Making Meth 101, Cocaine and Baking Soda Culinary Arts, How to Become a Straw Buyer of Firearms for the Cartel, and Rattlesnake Petting 101.
Wow.
They're all 101s. That's been... Well, okay. No, okay. I feel better about ASU now. Thanks against the spread. Kiss the Cook says, the clouds are humping. Did you ever think you'd hear that sentence in your lifetime?
No.
The clouds are humping.
I've lived a long time. I've never heard any. And I've heard a lot of ridiculous things. And I would have never considered that as one of them.
I always appreciate a sentence that gets said that has never, ever been said ever.
You mean like sweet monkey meat?
Well, that's been said. I might have been the first one to ever say it. But, that I have to imagine somebody else might have said that before or at some point.
Pretty sure Kim's one of your biggest fans.
Who's that?
Kim, Miss Kim.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Because every time I exclaim something, she's like, now don't forget, you're supposed to use sweet monkey meat.
Well, maybe she should be doing that at work. Or she don't want to be the one that says it. She wants you to be the one that says it.
You know how Miss Kim is.
Yeah.
But me, I can look like a clodhopper. Her, no.
Sometimes I think our spouses enjoy that we play that part.
Miss Kim she's well put together. She's very controlled. She has fun and everything, and a questionable judgment. She did, after all, marry me.
Yeah,
but I find it fun. I think she's one of your biggest fans.
Well, I'll tell her I said thank you and don't make direct eye contact. Thank you. 888-368-1580. Stay a certain distance away. Please don't make direct eye contact.
36 inches.
Speak to my people before you even attempt to speak to me, please.
I'll let her know.
Thank you. So, there's more information coming out on the YouTube and how it's dealing with Sunday Ticket. I got a great email from Scratch Me Because, and he talks about how he basically did an essay on how he uses YouTube TV and how he watches sports with it. And it was fascinating. I'm going to forward it to you guys so you can see it too. But it was fascinating thought process that he goes through on how he watches sports. Talks about how he watches hockey, NBA, NCAA. He says, I do not record soccer or golf as I am not a monster.
As I am not a monster. Okay.
Good to know.
But that was a good email there. I'll send it to you guys. But I want to talk about how the Sunday Ticket is going to be put together. And some of what Scratch Me Because said in his little letter here sort of covers that. And I'm kind of curious how this is all going to play out. And so let me explain. So the YouTube has rolled out more options for Sunday Ticket. So they're explaining how things are going to go down. And one of the things is when you're watching Sunday Ticket, there'll be live chats and polls that you can participate in. That's kind of interesting, interacting with other people who are also watching the Sunday Ticket. I think I'll pass personally. I don't want to chat. I don't want to do a poll. I just want to watch the damn games.
Live chats or polls.
Yeah.
So you're watching a Chargers game and you're like, how many of you like these powder blue jerseys?
Probably not that. My guess would be
Hey, what do you think about Justin Herbert growing his hair back? Everybody like that?
Might be more in the vein of in game sports betting, except they'll ask you questions of who do you think will score the next touchdown, stuff to keep you engaged, because
sports betting. Well, in the chat, people are going to talk about what the hell they want.
Not without the bet. I mean, without the betting, but in terms of asking you those kinds of questions about propositions and things like that.
I think the Chargers should move back to San Diego. They were better then.
What I'm looking forward to is the extensive amount of multi-view combinations available. Let me tell you why. With the DirecTV Sunday ticket, I got the giant TV and I got the other TV and I got the grid of all the games on the smaller TV. And I would just switch to whatever I want up here. And then there were times where I'm watching a main game. I'm like, ooh, I want to see that bigger. And then I would just click on the channel of what was on this other TV. And that has always worked fine. But one of the things that was always a little bit of a weird pain in the ass is the multi-view would seem to be ahead of whatever I had on a single view. So let's say I've got my Colts on the big screen, and then there's one of the grids have the Colts on the small screen. That was always ahead, and I was getting spoilers. If I'm watching I want to see my game on the bigger screen, but if I'm checking over to see what's going on with, say, the Cardinals, I'll accidentally see something that happens on the smaller screen before it does the big screen. So what I used to do with DirecTV is if I saw that happening, I would pause my multi-view till it caught up to what was going on, with my main screen, so that everything was in sync. So that was kind of a slight annoyance, but I got around it. But with this multi-view, what I'm hoping is you can choose which ones you see in the multi-view, so I can leave out the one that I happen to be watching. So then I don't have to worry about getting spoilers. I mean, for a Sunday ticket viewer, small complaint, probably the only complaint I ever had about the Sunday ticket. And so I'm hoping that this multi-view will give you some capability of choosing what you do and don't want on the multi-screen. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. Hopefully this isn't all lagged like 2 or 3 minutes behind the rest of the world, because then I got to just leave my phone alone. I don't get do you guys get the updates? My wife's phone is always like bling, 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 bling. She follows Bleacher Report. She follows news. She follows everything. And when we're watching football together, bling, 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 totally going off over there. And if there's any amount of delay on what's happening on the screen, she's getting spoilers galore there. Does she not handle that.
Does she not put it on silent during the games?
No. Honey, why don't you please mute? He's like, but I might miss something important. Has yet to happen. But okay. Bling, 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 bling. I just try to.
I don't. My phone doesn't buzz when the notification. They'll pop up, but none of mine, make the phone vibrate. And I don't really look at the phone until it's a commercial break for whatever game I happen to be focusing on. Then,
Smart.
Then I'll go through and look at it then.
Scratch me because he actually took painter's tape and he put it across the bottom of one of the screens so that he wouldn't see a scroll, so he could pause game. He'd pause the game, he'd go off and do something for a while, come back, start watching it, and fast forward through all the commercials because he hates commercials. And so he kept he didn't want to get the live scroll thing. So anyway, scratch me because very clever with the way he watched his stuff. But I like the idea of a customizable multi-screen for the Sunday ticket. So Nostramarcus says, my wife, Razor Sharp says, I've never paid for any NFL games as a Lions fan. All you need to do is Google Reddit NFL streams. If you guys want to go get them illegally, okay, that's fine. Somebody set me up with some website that does the NBA, and on there they also do the NFL. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I watched the Colts this weekend.
Yeah, that's how I watched a few preseason games.
Just saying. But once the regular season starts, I'm legal. Bandwagoner says watching the Colts should always be an accident. Shut up.
That's very hurtful.
We might be mediocre this year, as Anthony Richardson learns. Parlay J says, now I can watch all my fantasy players get injured simultaneously. It does kind of go that way, doesn't it?
So it's never one at a time. I had 1 week last year. All my receivers got hurt 1 week.
They are still trying to avoid those injuries, although no kickoff returners use the fair catch rule in week 1 of preseason. And I'm sure they were told don't, because we want to see what you can do as a player. And so those guys are trying to get jobs. So, run out and do your thing.
They've also got to practice it. Like there might be a time, look, we're down in this game. See if you can make something happen, because we're not going to be able to march up the field and get it.
Right. And so, I think in the regular season, it's easy. Fair catch. Okay. You don't need to train for that. Against the Spread says the delay with streaming is very problematic for betting live. I suggest only betting live when there is a break in the action during commercials and there's been a momentum shift. It's a good point. Against the Spread. For me, I probably won't be betting live during NFL, but I am trying to track my fantasy football, but I don't want my fantasy football to tell me my team got a touchdown before I actually see it with my eyeballs. So that is the struggle there. Navy Brad, stop. You do not get the first pick. He keeps texting in that he fully accepts the first pick. That's not how this works, Navy Brad.
Good job, Navy Brad.
You're not helping, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Back to school season usually means a fresh new start for my kids and a fresh new headache for me as I try to shop for school essentials without emptying my wallet. That's why I'm so glad Kohl's has their lowest prices of the season. I just went and saved on everything my kids need for the year, like tees for $6.99, jeans for under $25, and more. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So if you want new school styles at old school prices, get to Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends August 20th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
You ready for a crazy time? Well, we're going back to Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party Friday, August 25th. We're going to broadcast the Daily Blender live from 3 to 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., all the Blender leagues are going to draft together. It's always nuts and a ton of fun. You don't even have to be in one of our leagues to come and hang out. Join the Daily Blender at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace, 3 p.m. till we're done partying. Friday, August 25th, here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Have you seen the cost of eggs lately? With these prices, we'd barely be scraping by if it weren't for Dave. It's the banking app that advances us up to $500 instantly. There's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. No joke. You can get extra cash for anything your family needs. Download the Dave app now or go to dave.com. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
people settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Blissful Hayes says, hey, Randy, do I need to batten down the hatches? Start putting plywood on my windows?
Well, I mean, let's not get out of shape here.
I'm just guessing the neighborhood you live in, Blissful Hayes, yes. It has nothing to do with the weather. But for everybody else, I don't know. Is it storming? Are things blowing around out there? Do you see?
Well, there's
shingles flying.
There's a bunch of storm cells that are forming and moving in. The ones that were in Goodyear just moments ago, they've kind of dissipated, moved off to the west. There's still a lot of activity north of us, Prescott, Camp Verde, Chino Valley. In the South Valley, I mean, there's stuff coming up from I-8 just west of Casa Grande. There's stuff still south of Phoenix. I mean, it is a very active afternoon, and I think you need to be aware of what's going on. Around my house, the wind is kind of blowing, kind of whipping around. So be careful if you're out there driving home. Use some common sense. Be aware. And if a wall of dust forms, a dust storm, pull off to the side of the road if you can't see. Don't continue on. Don't try to play Superman or Superwoman and try to get home. If you cannot see, pull off to the side of the road safely and shut your lights off. That way you won't have anybody running into you, thinking that it's brake lights and stuff like that. They'll go right on by you if they want to be stupid and try to drive in a dust storm. But be careful out there. Very active weather day here, and your weather authority, the Weather Hefe, and Jeffrey and Keon and I will keep you abreast of the situation.
Ooh. Thank you, Randy. 888-368-1580. Nondescript is, I was actually in the back of my mind thinking, does this sound bad? When I was talking about, having the NFL Sunday ticket. Is that like an elitist kind of thing? Because was that like first world problems kind of thing that I was complaining about?
Were you talking about that?
Yeah, I was talking about how I got my big screen and I got the other screen and I put all the multi-view on the other screen.
Well,
I know. Listen, TVs aren't that expensive, nondescript, and
Sunday tickets kind of pricey.
Yeah.
It's not the TV that.
Listen, I don't have a boat. I don't go out. I don't buy a bunch of toys. I don't go out drinking and doing. The one thing my wife and I do to treat ourselves is we get that Sunday ticket to make sure we can watch all the games we want, no matter what. And that's our thing. So it's not even a just me thing. It's an us as a couple thing. So I know it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound all tone deaf here.
I don't think it sounds tone deaf at all. I mean, this is the way it is. This is society. I mean, some people, they work, they make a living, they have more money coming into their household and they can afford different things. There's other people that choose to use their money differently. And there's some other people that are, kind of barely getting by. And that's the way it is. I mean, I lived for many years just living paycheck to paycheck and couldn't afford anything like that. I mean, if something happened to my house I was renting, it was catastrophic. I remember times I didn't have enough money for groceries, but nowadays, it's different. I've moved on. I've changed my life. I've continued to strive and work hard, and here's where I'm at. It is with you.
I knew I could count on you to explain this to the poors. Thank you. Nondescript says, I don't know if this is a list of first world problems or the adult infant cry line. Are you seeing too much on your giant TV? Spoilers, too much information.
It is a problem that if you don't have the Sunday ticket, it's not particularly relatable. That's all I'm saying. It's a Sunday ticket only problem. And so not everybody can afford the Sunday ticket. That's all.
All right, well, then that's not for you, Nondescript. This is all for all of my rich friends, okay? Jock Itch, says Kiss the Cook, inexplicably. I don't know why. Swave Dave says, Randy, when you were talking about our storm situation, yes.
I'm not talking because apparently, I was trying to bail my buddy out, and who was worried about offending someone. And I'm not saying anything else. I have 50. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
What did I upset you?
You kind of dubbed him the poor whisperer after he put his neck out there to go to bat for you, and then you were just like,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
What? I was appreciative. Thank you. The new texter says, don't feel bad. It's part of your job to watch the games. Oh, I should have led with that. Moist One says, I have to stream on my Android phone in the McDonald's parking lot. And then he gives me an angry face. Boogie says, I vote to let Navy Brad keep the #1 overall pick if Donnie gets the 7th pick in the draft. Hashtag leave 5 forever. Hashtag Donnie. Boogie, just, keep your League 5 heckling to the League 5 chat board, man. Big George says, speaking of draft order, Jeffrey, were you able to get Kevin Harlan or any of those guys? I'm still figuring stuff out, and I think I'm going to make an executive decision on that later today. So more news when that becomes available. Just we might have worked on this later than we should have, but trust me, you will get your draft order with plenty of time. Maybe. 888-368-1580. Let's talk about the Guardian caps. Again, another story has come out, and the NFL says, yep, these are working. I think they are getting ready to start maybe having them wear them during games. And I think that the design of them on the outside, the design of them is what helps. So if you put a cover over that, the little bulbous things, does that reduce the effectiveness? Like if you even put like a nylon cover, like pantyhose over that, and then you superimpose, you paint your logo on there, does that mess with the effectiveness of these Guardian caps, you think?
All I know is the last time I put pantyhose over my head, I got in some serious trouble.
Just like the movie Raising Arizona. Boy, you got panties on your head. That's such a good movie.
Was a good movie.
But would that mess with because you'd have to have it lightweight sheer material to give you your logo, but yet still give you the protection you need from the Guardian cap?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I mean, I can't imagine that it would if it's thin enough, because that's really what the issue is. They've tried before trying to put a similar material inside the helmet, but it's the fact that the helmet's hard on the outside in these collisions that they can't seem to get past. So I can't imagine that if it's a thin enough material that it would bother anything. The trick would just be convincing people to use it.
I have a feeling that's not going to be that hard. I think that your line will wear it. I think that defensive players will probably wear it. If they already know that 52% of a decrease in concussions is there, and everybody knows what a concussion can do to you. It can end your week. It could end your month. It could end your season. And, down the road, it could end your life. So I feel like a lot of these guys are smart enough to say, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to give this one a go. But they just have to figure out a way to make it presentable to go along with the uniforms. I think that's going to be, if you show them what it looks like in a game, you might be able to win some more people over.
Yeah.
And I think a pantyhose material, nylon, where it has the logo, so it looks kind of normal, might help.
And they've talked about the idea of position specific helmets. So maybe you start with the lineman. The people would probably appreciate it the most, because the concussions that can kill you down the road aren't just the big hits where somebody's just out on the ground, curled up like Tua. It's also the ones where the little hits that you feel like you don't even really notice, but over time that does a lot of the damage to your brain. And if it's reducing those, and I have read that it does, then the linemen would be the ones I think that would appreciate it first before anybody else.
Yeah, I remember being like in a pool and kicking off from one side and misjudging where the other side was and bam, hitting my head as hard as possible. And it was like, that hurt. I probably did have a concussion, and that went away. And I'm sure there were times where I went flying off of a motorcycle, going through the desert with my friends, where I went, flipping through the air. Probably a lot of like little concussions that I thought, okay, no, I'm fine. They could add up to being something. So yeah, you're right. You can pile up quite a bit of brain damage as you go without even realizing it.
Yeah, and like if you just get knocked on the head a couple of plays and you're seeing stars a little bit, like that's not a reason that most NFL players would even think to leave a game. But don't think for a second that didn't do something to your brain.
I saw so many stars growing up as a kid with all the stunts we pulled. I probably thought I was an astronomer. We played American Gladiators in the back pasture, riding on quads and beating the hell out of each other with wiffle ball bats and, shooting things at each other and just craziness. So, yeah, Randy, I know you're in the same boat. If we didn't have 3 concussions each, I'd be surprised.
My buddy, Bobby Ochoa, one time, he was playing quarterback. We were playing football in the street, and he led me. It was a perfect pass, and he led me right into a street pole. And about 5 minutes later, I regained my normalcy. Yeah, one of those street lights, those steel street lights. All he said was, "It was a beautiful pass, and you were going to go get it, and all of a sudden, gone, and you were on the ground, slobber coming out of both sides of your mouth."
Yeah. And I think I have found some evidence of previous concussions. Is today I was just sort of sitting there minding my own business, and I remembered, oh my God, something I had written back in 2008 for a website, like a how-to website, and I had written them a script on how to sneak back into your house at night when you're a kid. And I wrote a script for how to sneak out of your house and how to sneak back in, and I'd forgotten about it. And I posted up a link to the video that they made from my script. I'm like, how did I forget this? I totally had forgotten this even existed. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be like some kids showing up at my door, Daddy, because I don't remember everything from before. So Fish Tank says, the alerts happen early for me in baseball too. It's awesome if you're kind of multitasking and then it's like, hey, someone's going to hit a bomb here. But it can be a real bummer if you're locked into the game and then it goes off in a tense moment. Bling, 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 bling. Yeah, you're right. And then you don't look at it. I can resist looking at a phone. Can you?
I mean, I can, but one helpful thing, just go into your app settings and turn the notifications off if you can.
Yeah, people who want them can't. You know what I mean?
I mean, or at least make it so that it doesn't, vibrate or whatever.
I grew up when there were no cell phones. I have no problem leaving my cell phone. I leave it all the time, different places. Yeah.
Oh, Kaler the Quitter. Haven't heard from him in a while.
Hey!
Kaler says Guardian caps just sound epic too. Guardian caps. Epic? I don't know if they sound epic.
But they don't sound stupid. So that's at least a start. I mean, if you had I don't know what they could have named it that would have.
So are they going to change the NFL to the CAFL, Candy Ass Football League?
Because they're trying to have some safety measures.
Put flags on quarterbacks.
I don't see why the Guardian cap would affect that at all.
I just realized what the Guardian caps look like. I've been struggling with this. I'm like, it looks
the
like
Great
something.
Gazoo.
And I can't. No. You know those rubber ice. You make ice in the little ice trays.
Yeah.
And you twist them and stuff, and then you play with them and you bend them back. That's what those Guardian caps
a little
look
bit.
like.
Yeah.
I wonder if they stole the design from the rubber ice trays. Against the Spread says, like you said, Jeffrey, money changes people. Sorry to hear about those tough times and tribulations with your Sunday ticket there. It's a real sad story. By the way, how many of your listeners have first world problems? It's a war on your wallet out there. Now it's not like the good old days, 3 years ago when the dollar went farther. 3 years ago. Jeez. 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I can't believe I go through a drive-through and I'm like, I'll have a Whopper with cheese, no onion, no pickle, and I'll have a strawberry shake, please. That'll be $12 at the next window.
There is a
12. How many people do you think are eating in this car?
Yeah, I remember I could get some stuff off the dollar menu. Or not even the dollar menu. You could get whole meals for like $6. There's a Thai food place around the corner from the station here I like to go to because they have a nice lunch special, and it costs the same as eating at McDonald's, so I might as well.
Yeah,
it's
you
just,
might as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. McDonald's isn't cheap anymore.
Money changes people, but it didn't change me. I like a good deal. I like a good discount. I'm sitting there just like I'm eating my $12 hamburger going, something ain't right.
In
what
my
does this
lifetime,
thing made of gold?
Yeah, like if you make a hamburger that's $12, I'll eat it. But that better be the best damn hamburger I have ever eaten. And it better not be a question either. I shouldn't have to think about it. McDonald's giving me a $12 hamburger, it just makes me upset.
Yeah, it's not $12 good.
No.
It's not. The Whopper is pretty damn good. I don't think it's $12 good.
No.
King of Kitten says Sunday ticket is great if you're a fan of an out-of-market team that's not regularly on Sunday afternoon games of the week. Hello. Hi. Colts fan here. And he says, but if you just want to watch the big national games, and the Cardinals, you don't need the Sunday ticket. I don't need it. Yeah. But to see my Colts, I would never see them otherwise. Seriously, like maybe once every 3 years, there'll be a Colts game that is televised. And like the hapless Cardinals, my hapless Colts, not in primetime this year. Not in primetime. So my only choice is Sunday ticket. Or that little Pirates. By the way, the Pirate website that I watched the preseason game in, it wouldn't cast to my TV. So I had to watch it on my laptop.
Yeah, it is stuck there. It is stuck there.
That sucks. Cheese Skull says Guardian caps are for sissies. Man up and take them hits. Enjoy those concussions.
I don't think that's how
bear
that
with
go.
The brain bleed. I added some of that on there, but Cheese Skull knows. He knows.
It's just an issue of your brains are scrambled. It doesn't matter how tough you are. That's not the issue at play. Junior Seau was very tough football player, incredibly tough football player, committed suicide later in his life. And they came to find out his brain just had holes everywhere because of all of the hits that he took over the course of his career. And that's the kind of reality that they're trying to avoid.
So a lot like Laker fans.
Well, I wouldn't make that particular comparison in this moment, but
I was just saying that to piss off Laker fans. I mean, let's be honest. If your brain was not encapsulated by a skull and skin and hair, a Laker fan's brain would whistle and he walked.
Huzzah!
It's a true story. It's science.
Huh.
If you know your biology, you know I'm right. I'm waiting for everybody to agree with me. So we can move on.
I'm just,
I agree with you.
Thank you. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The PGA Tour continuing the FedEx playoffs. The BMW Championship begins on Thursday. 4 rounds at Olympia Fields in Illinois. Rory McIlroy is the favorite to win the event at +600. Scotty Scheffler +700. John Rahm +850 and Patrick Cantlay +1,000. The hottest golfer is Lucas Glover. The 2009 U.S. Open champion has won back-to-back events on tour, capturing the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina, following that up with the win at the St. Jude Championship in Memphis. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends,
I can tell you drove high.
parents,
I can tell when you drive high.
relatives.
I can tell. You drove your high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Never drink and drive. It's not worth a life. From IHN Builders. You can find them on the Public Square app. IHN Builders is building dreams from the ground up, building you your custom home. Also featuring all phases of remodeling. Get the work done that you've been waiting for at a fair price with IHN Builders. All phases of quality remodels. Visit IHNAZ.com or call 602-909-0321. 602-909-0321.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sorry. Wind's blowing through the dust. Yeah, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I told you it was windy out there.
Ooh, yeah. The dogs came in to say hi, and they were dusty. So Tia says, double bacon avocado burger from Farmer Boys. That was worth the $15 today. Farmer Boys? Where's that, Tia was? Never heard of Farmer Boys. You guys heard of Farmer Boys?
No.
With a $15 burger. Now you got my attention.
Well, you got the double bacon on there. You got the avocado on there. Hell yeah, it's $15.
Well, I'll get one. Elzar of the Mountain says, Guardian Cap sounds like a condom brand, really. Yeah, that is the most accurate. That's the thing I've heard so far. Chief Skull says, people can tell if I drive high. I mean, who's looking at my pupils while I'm driving? You drive like 3 miles an hour and, you have gone ahead and parked in a fountain. That's how people can tell. What's wrong with you, Chief Skull? All right. So I just want to say that my dreams, my dweems could be coming true. Remember when Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted all them women and just basically got away with it and got paid all sorts of money, even though he had to go through a suspension. And I was like, I hope somebody breaks his legs. I never in my entire life have wished an injury on a player before until now. I hope Deshaun Watson gets snapped like a twig by I don't know who, whoever. Well, it turns out even in preseason, some of the other teams are thinking about it. The Eagles, I guess, were just taking cheap shot after cheap shot at Deshaun Watson in their joint practice. Cheap shots, plural. And, Joel Bitonio, he's like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Really? You're not supposed to put your penis on somebody either, but Deshaun Watson did that, didn't he? You're not supposed to ruin somebody's life by sexually assaulting them and then telling everybody they're a liar, and then making it where they don't feel like the thing they went to school for was to give massages. Then they didn't feel like they could ever do that again because they were traumatized. You're not supposed to do that either, Joel Bitonio. So shut your damn mouth and let the guy take his medicine, because it's coming. And so basically, this is happening in a joint practice. I'm looking forward. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the regular season. I am going to watch me some Browns games.
I mean, it's interesting that it's taking place now. They had part of a season last year to enact this sort of thing.
And maybe, there were people that, we're trying to. I mean, if you look back at Bounty Gate, I am going somewhere with this. A lot of the players were hitting dirty, but they knew that if they got caught, they'd be in trouble. They were trying to disguise the hits so that it didn't seem like they were obvious cheap shots. I think that people are going to try and take shots at Deshaun Watson. I think that people maybe have tried to take shots at Deshaun Watson, but in a way that's not going to get them in obvious trouble or suspended or whatever.
It's probably easier to get to him in a joint practice. I don't think they're supposed to go 100% in those.
And there's not going to be any footage they're going to release to the outside world generally. So, you take him out in a joint practice, who's going to say anything, really?
I'm going to be watching a lot of Browns football this year. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Big George says Farmer Boy is a popular burger and fresh food restaurant in Southern California. Opened up in the first location in the Phoenix area last year in Gilbert, Baseline, and Higley. In Gilbert at Baseline and Higley. It's a good burger. Tia says no. The one he went to was at 83rd Avenue in Buckeye for the Farmer Boys, and so yeah, good suggestion. Tia was. I don't know. I like a good burger. Maybe we'll go try
83rd
that.
Avenue in Buckeye.
Might try that this weekend. 888-368-1580. Yeah, that's not too far from you, is it?
Not too far. Not too far.
So I hate to bring it up, but there has been quite a few injuries today. And maybe even more since the last time I looked. But Lions wide receivers, Amon Top, Ramen St. Brown, and Jameson Williams, they both had leg injuries in practice. And so that is bad news. Cole Beasley, it's not that bad of news, really. I mean, bad news for him. And it's not that big a deal for the Giants. Cole Beasley is at the end of his career. And but he got put out of practice with a leg injury. Cordell Patterson, he's out a couple of weeks. He's got himself a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue where? Do we know what part of his body the soft tissue is in? Are we thinking knees? Yeah, I didn't say. This is soft tissue.
See if there's any specifics that have been put out since then.
Maybe he just has like a box of Kleenex. It's really soft and he's got an issue with it. I have no idea.
Why did you have an issue with the soft Kleenex?
I have to use two. I can never use one because I will blow a hole when I blow my nose straight through a soft tissue.
Well, since you had that surgery, I mean,
guess what? You know how they did the break your nose and put everything straight so you can breathe straight?
Yeah.
That's still good. But remember the thing where they got the turbinates in there and they blazioned them, they burnt them out. They all grew back. And now I'm starting to get I'm starting to have congestion again.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
So from what I've been able to gather, a soft tissue injury could be either a bruise, a muscle strain, or a pull. And so they specifically said that so that they could be as vague as humanly possible.
Well, it's a couple of weeks, so it's got to be kind of bad, right?
Yeah.
At least a little bit, and probably precautionary too.
There's no mystery about Russell Gage for the Buccaneers. He has suffered a season-ending knee injury today.
It's too bad.
That does suck quite a bit. The Bucs, they don't have a whole lot of receivers, and this makes it even worse for them. They got some experienced guys, but they needed all the help they could get. And it was in a joint practice with the Buccaneers and the Jets, and even Aaron Rodgers. Oh, they were worried he got hurt. I guess what happened was during the play, Rodgers clutched his left calf after he threw a pass, and he's kind of limping around, and he does stay in for the next play, but everybody was like, ooh, that was his good calf, So
he has a bad calf?
I didn't know he had a bad one.
I guess he injured the right calf during the OTAs. This was his left calf.
Oh.
So now both his calves are a bit sore, probably because you're 38.
I mean, that doesn't help anything.
39. What is he? 40? I don't even know how old he is right now.
Well, we know his clavicles rattle. So,
oh yeah, those things are brittle and
yeah.
He's 39. Yeah.
He sounds like a maraca when he's running on the field.
He sounds like a cup of pickup sticks. Right there. Or a cup of Yahtzee dice. Just
could be. Yeah.
And then it's not just the players. Tony Oden, assistant coach for the Jets, he got carted off the field. I guess there was a bit of a skirmish to fight, and he went over there to break some people up, and he just went down. Nobody has said exactly what has happened to him yet, but he was able to get up on his own. But they're like, hey, you have a seat on this cart there, buddy. Maybe he had heat exhaustion, or who knows? But
or you just get bumped in the scuffle. I was doing sideline reporting for a high school game one time, and one of the players did not see me, ran right through me. And this was high school. I was a big kid too. He was like 6'4", something like that. Anyway, and that if that's an NFL player that just they're fighting each other and then you go to break it up and they run into you, man, I was looking up at the sky and I was trying to figure out how I got there. I can't imagine if you're trying to break up a fight with guys bigger than that. That sounds absolutely terrifying. I mean, could be heat exhaustion. It could just be one of these large human beings ran into you.
Were you making a report at the time?
Yeah. I was mid.
I was live from the side.
I was mid sentence.
Did you swear?
Wow.
I don't remember anything. I remember looking up at the sky and like blinking my eyes open and going, okay.
Did they not record it?
How did I get down here? No, they cut away. And it was for a really, small local station. They didn't really have the equipment there. It was all.
What was the station call letter so I could try to get the audio? I mean,
I'm going to keep that under lock and key. I don't think anybody needs to see me get taken out.
Oh, I've got his resume. We'll figure it out, Randy. Rough Rob says, yes, the loins are done. Thank God.
The
loins?
Mine's not done. I don't know about you. I mean, when it comes to loin, I have plenty left. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with my loin.
Me either. I got loins for days.
Keon, how's your loins doing?
No, they're fine.
I mean, I know you got taken out in somewhere. Was it Tennessee?
It was Tennessee.
Okay, we got it. There we go. My ploy worked.
So I got a text from Swave Dave. He says, oh, sorry, guys, I got cut off there, because then he did get cut off. He says, what I was trying to say was, if Randy is talking about a possible Haboob, shouldn't he keep us abreast of the situation?
Didn't I say that was
what? Yeah, he says, go ahead and penalize. He says he's ready for his penalty. Yeah. Case the Cook says soft tissue. Testicles? Anus? Right now, I don't know if he's calling us names or trying to guess what happened.
I don't like it either way.
We've put a bunch of people in the timeout right now, or the penalty box. All right. So the Jets, because this is just the way of the world now. The Jets are saying, the whole Dalvin Cook thing there with the domestic violence lawsuit there. Nah, we're good. No problems. Don't worry about it. No problem. Is it real? I don't care. They're not even least bit concerned about it.
I mean, come on. This is the NFL we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Deshaun Watson, ring any bells?
I hope somebody rings his bells.
Why would the Jets be worried about a domestic lawsuit? Why?
I mean, it hasn't stopped people from signing Adrian Peterson before. Hasn't stopped
Adrian
people
Peterson
from signing Greg Hardy, who once upon a time choked his ex-girlfriend on a pile of guns for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. Nobody is stopped or deterred by any of these things in that league.
So they're okay with it. Whatever happens, happens. They're fine. I guess the risk versus reward, I guess. And, whatever. By the way, Chris Ballard says, hey, we need to get Jonathan Taylor healthy before we do anything. I don't know what that means. Or before you trade him? Before you cut him? Before he sits in the sidelines and does nothing? And so I'm a little confused by where the Colts are. And I think where the Colts are, they're like, you're going to play for us or you're just not playing. I think that's where they're at. So they're like, you may as well come down here. And he did. He showed up so he wouldn't get fined. You may as well rehab and get healthy. So that's what he's going to work on doing. I think today he had a personal day. But, he's rehabbing, doing stuff. And they're just like, don't care if you're unhappy. This is where you are. We're not trading you.
Yeah. I mean, for them, and this is the thing with demanding a trade in any league. Once you demand a trade, everybody in the league knows you have no leverage. Like they can figure, okay, we can probably get the better end of whatever deal we're going to wind up getting. We're going to get a really good player, and maybe we don't have to give up a whole lot. And it's even worse in the NFL.
I think you'd work hard to get Jonathan Taylor, though. They may have less leverage, but that is a player you want.
But I think teams would be more likely to just wait for him to be a free agent.
He will not be. The Colts are not going to release him. He's going to, if he sits out, he sits out. He'll have to retire because Ballard and Irsay, they're just not messing around. And I feel Jonathan Taylor is the good guy in all this. I feel like he's getting screwed.
I do too, but I think that, if they franchise tag him, there's going to be a point at which it doesn't make any sense to franchise tag the guy. You're going to have to let him walk or sign him to an actual deal. And at that point, if you think he's still got something in the tank, as unfair as that is, just makes more sense to wait than to have to deal with having to try and figure out which players or which picks that are going to make the Colts happy enough to move on from the guy.
Well, what you have is Saquon Barkley. He's like, you know what? Nah, I want to be a teammate. Give me the money. I'm going to take care of this. You guys are dicks, but whatever. And Jonathan Taylor, he's not changing his stance. He's hanging in there, and he still wants to go play someplace else, but they're not going to trade him. So I wonder, Randy, if Jonathan Taylor will end up being that one guy you were hoping would stand up to the NFL machine and say, this ain't right. I'm going to go ahead and sit this year out.
Kind of hard to say, but I would imagine he seems to have that approach, doesn't he, Jeffrey? Seems to have that kind of stance. Like, I'm not budging.
You should see his face. He is an unhappy man.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Robert from Surprise says, glad to see the Raiders are getting O'Connell ready for week 5. That's about the time Garoppolo gets hurt. So God forbid. I just hope he doesn't, but just saying. Thanks, Robert. Against the Spread says, why not take out Deshaun Watson? I would gun for him playing D-line. I say take him out the way Mo Lewis blasted Drew Bledsoe. So badly he needed a transfusion. You could teabag him on the ground and probably not even get a flag.
I think you'll get a flag. That
reminds me of playing Halo with my son, and I'd probably pay good money to see that.
I think the reason why Deshaun Watson isn't in half on a field somewhere is precisely because not only would you get a fine or a flag, you would get a fine and potentially a suspension if the hit were deemed dirty enough, because the NFL's not going to allow that precedent to be moved. And we know morally they don't care.
Send a rookie. Thundar the Sound Barbarian.
That rookie isn't going to want their tiny ass paycheck to be fined out.
They don't know any better. Thundar the Sound Barbarian says, so Professor Peyton Manning at UT or the Taylor Swift class at ASU. Apparently Tennessee has more rigorous academic curriculum than Party Hardy ASU.
Did you see what Eli put on Twitter when he saw the article of Peyton?
No. What'd he say?
Easy A. That's all he said.
Yeah.
Easy A.
But knowing Peyton Manning, it won't be.
Peyton might show up and just be the most evil teacher. I built this curriculum myself, and I will be grading it myself.
I'm not here to be your friend.
Who is that former ASU linebacker that's he put the hit on AB? Where's he when you need him?
Good point.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name either, but where is he when you need him?
Somebody is going to step up and make a dream come true. They're just going to have
Vontaze Burfict.
Vontaze!
Oh, that dirty bastard.
He would have no problems.
No
problems at all.
I feel like when the opportunity presents itself and you can kind of get away with it looking like, oh, did I do that? You know, that somebody's going to plow mercilessly into Deshaun Watson.
If you get a guy under his ribs and just drive him into the ground, who can really say how dirty that is? You were just following through on a tackle.
Navy Brad says a player on defense should hit Watson so hard that he has a career-ending concussion like Kevin Cobb had a few years back.
Oh, man, I remember that hit. That hit was disturbing.
Yep. And, everybody could quietly gather like, we're going to pay your fine. Thank you. The suspension, take a nice vacation. You're good. Mwah. Thank you. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We've got On This Date in Big Georgia sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You don't plan for a computer virus. You don't plan to lose files. You don't plan to knock your laptop off the counter. And you don't plan for your PC to crash or your screen to freeze. But Staples has a plan. A plan for unlimited virus protection. A plan for help when you need it 24/7. Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned, starting as low as $199.99. And although you didn't plan for this, right now at Staples, you can also get $250 off select computers. N729 in-store only. See associate for details.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your face. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
You ready for a crazy time? Well, we're going back to Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Draft Party Friday, August 25th. We're going to broadcast the Daily Blender live from 3 to 6 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., all the Blender leagues are going to draft together. It's always nuts and a ton of fun. You don't even have to be in one of our leagues to come and hang out. Join the Daily Blender at Dave & Buster's at the Tempe Marketplace, 3 p.m. till we're done party. Friday, August 25th, here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Tom Horn, Arizona Schools Chief. My job is to encourage excellence in public schools, and Arizona does have excellent public schools. But if your school is not meeting your child's needs, Arizona has adopted Empowerment Scholarship accounts. The accounts help parents pay for any school of their choice, so Arizona students have every opportunity available. Learn more at azed.gov or call 602-364-1969.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ken Barkley here, one of the hosts of You Better You Bet. Be sure to check out our show for all the insight on how to make valuable bets and everything you need to cash those tickets. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Wednesday, August 16th. Very active weather day out there. Be careful if you're driving home. There's winds and thunderstorms and stuff happening all over the valley, mostly in the Southwest Valley. So be aware out there. By the way, football season quickly approaching, and FanDuel giving you a chance to win all season long, because now when you bet on your Super Bowl winner, doesn't matter what team it is, you just bet on your who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. You can get bonus bets every time they win during the regular season. Just pick any team to win the Super Bowl, and you get bonus bets for every victory. You can use those bonus bets on, over-unders, player props, spreads, point spreads, player spreads, passing spread, all kinds of stuff. Visit FanDuel.com/Randy1580 right now and start earning bonus bets with America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/Randy1580. You must be 21 years old or older and present in the state of Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Max bonus $50 unless specified otherwise. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. 888-368-1580. Thundar the San Barbarian says, so from today's show, I understand that a storm of terrorist boobies rallying around Taylor Swift's psychotic rankings and led by Sandra Bullock are descending on Arizona to extract revenge for the wrongs that may or may not have been done by or to Michael or by him or around him. Is it Friday any chance, he says?
Only Wednesday.
I feel like that was a very accurate,
nice summary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we still got 15 minutes to go. So.
Do we?
Well, 13 minutes, but who's counting?
We don't clock watch around here.
12 minutes and 55 seconds.
Keon knows we don't clock watch around here, or we'd be on time for breaks. We don't. We just don't care. We don't care. You know what? This was interesting. The headline struck my attention because I had no idea he was in broadcasting. But LaDainley and Tomlinson says, I've decided to retire from broadcasting.
Well, he was on the NFL Network, wasn't he?
I guess I never saw him on there. Was he good?
He was on the NFL Network.
He was doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, everybody, thanks to all my colleagues and friends. It was a blast being able to stay close to the game and creating great football shows with you guys. And he says, blah, 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 opportunities, future, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know he was.
He was on game day in the morning. And so
I used to watch that. I never saw him on there. I always saw Kurt Warner, cocaine guy, from the Cowboys.
Wow. Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin.
Then
who's still not back on the air.
Coach Greasy Head. What's his name?
Mariucci. Steve.
Thank
Mariucci.
you, Mariucci. And then Rich Eisen. I don't remember seeing LaDainley and Tomlinson. What did he do?
Yeah. LT
what was he doing?
He was one of those studio guys. Yeah.
I never saw him in the studio.
Oh, yeah. He did that, and he did some interviews. And
I must have been looking at the wrong times because I don't remember him ever being on there. And I've watched those guys because what had happened is if I would wake up too early on Sunday and the Fox show wasn't on yet, then I would just see what's going on the NFL Network. Don't remember seeing him. I really don't. Was he good?
I mean,
he was on the NFL Network.
I don't have the NFL Network, so I actually didn't get to see him, but
he was on the NFL Network.
All right. Well, he has retired. So now I don't know what he's going to do now. I think he maybe said, since you guys are firing me, can I just say I'm retiring?
Probably not. He was on there for 10 damn years. If they thought he was bad, they'd have let him go probably before then.
Yeah.
They let a lot of people go from the ESPN network.
Yeah, but that's the ESPN.
That's ESPN, though.
And they let everybody go at the ESPN. Yeah.
Well,
NFL Network.
Everybody but the people they need to let go.
That's a good point.
Steve Levy.
It's a fair point.
Greeny.
It is a fair point.
Oh my God, Greeny again today.
It's just
Dak and Zach are back.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I just want.
I can't watch him.
Want him to stop being in front of cameras, real bad.
So
it's a great day when he's on vacation. He's been taking a lot of vacation lately.
Let's move on to Nepo babies. Again, with the
Nipple babies?
Not nipple baby. Nepo. Every baby's a nipple baby. Nepo baby. Nepotism. Nepotism.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. Sorry.
This seems to be like it's gone too far. You know, a lot of coaches bring their sons in to be assistant coaches, right? Mm-hmm. And but Doug Peterson brought his son in to be a player. Josh Peterson, who is Doug Peterson's son, he's a backup tight end, and he's been teaching him how to be a long snapper. And so now he's, he had to go in for them after their long snapper got hurt. And I'm just like, why is this? How is everybody okay with Doug Peterson having his son on that team?
Because he's a long snapper.
No, he's a backup tight end who just knows how to long snap, but that's very weak. There's a position that somebody else could be in.
I'm sure, but I think the reason why no one's complaining about it is it's not exactly like he's threatening for anybody's job. The depth chart reads as follows: Evan Ingram, Luke Farrell, Brenton Strange, Garrett Prince, Derek Parrish, and then Josh Peterson. It's not like
he won't make the team.
No, he probably won't unless the long snapper is actually injured. Then he might make it as the backup long snapper.
All right. Well, I guess okay, but still,
he's like 6 guys down the depth chart. He is not making this team. It's 53-man roster.
Take your kids to work day shouldn't include being on the roster at any point. I don't even care if it's training camp.
It's absolutely nepotism to give him the opportunity, even.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't making this team.
Somebody else not getting that opportunity.
Yeah. No. There's definitely somebody probably more deserving of it.
He's 6th on the depth chart, man. I mean,
but you
is
got
there somebody out there like, damn it, I could have been 6th on the depth chart.
Yes, somebody could have been 6th on the depth chart with a chance to try to do well in camp and find themselves 3rd on the depth chart.
And of course, a lot of teams will look at the film from, you get cut. And then they're starting to look for guys for their practice squad.
Yeah.
That's somebody that's not going to get seen for that opportunity.
Exactly.
So I understand.
Somebody got hosed.
But he ain't making this team. That's all I'm saying.
If he does make the team.
You're asking how is everyone okay with this? That's how everyone's okay with this, because he's 6 guys down on the depth chart at the position.
No, I'm not okay with this. Cardinal Art says, you didn't see LaDainian Tomlinson because I'm pretty sure you were asleep. NFL Network After Dark is when he was on. Pour me one, Randy.
Dark.
Get that man a drink.
Only time I've seen LaDainian Tomlinson was in the morning on game day, but I only watched sparingly because I don't have the NFL Network.
So, all right. So LaDainian Tomlinson, I don't think there's an extra L in his first name, but I put it there anyway. LaDainian Tomlinson. He's retired from broadcasting and football.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson likes to do the nepotism. There's no rules, I guess, on that. By the way, the NFL, there's now some more revisions on the lowering the helmet rule. So here's how it goes. Lowering the head to initiate contact with the helmet is a foul. We know that.
I thought it was before.
Yeah, no. But there's more, because they say, the current rule contemplates the making of forcible contact without the requirement that the player be the one to initiate the contact. And they are also saying it's any part of the helmet, including the face mask. So now if you hit them with the face mask, they could say, oh, that's a helmet contact. I don't think I like that. I think
that is too vague.
Here we go with the CAFL again.
We are going to have flags on things, and there's going to be an official who maybe was well within his rights to throw the flag because of the rules, but all of those are not getting called. Is what I'm saying.
If you go to wrap somebody up and your face mask hits another guy's helmet, they're gonna call helmet to helmet on that.
That can't.
I think that's
going to get dumb.
I think it's just absolute. I mean, I can see crown of the helmet. I can see that. I can see if your hands are behind you. But if you're wrapping some guy up and your helmet makes incidental contact with somebody else's helmet and they're going to call a personal foul on you.
There is an extra line on this. It says these provisions do not prohibit incidental contact by the mask or the helmet in the course of a conventional tackle or block on an opponent.
But you are leaving that up to the referees who are having to watch this thing happen in real time. And it happens in 5 seconds. And you're expecting that guy to basically go, all right, it's a blink and you miss it play. I'm gonna make the call that guy did it accidentally. That's just too much.
I mean, they're trying to simplify things, but they're further convoluting.
Yeah, and they're going to slow the games down because how many times are they going to have to review this?
Yeah. Oh my God, look at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1890, Bill Phillips became the first pitcher to allow 2 grand slams in the same inning when Tom Burns and Malachi Kittredge take the Alleghenies right-hander deep into the same frame of an 18-5 loss to the Chicago Cubs. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow.
That was a quick one. It was probably good. Against the Spread says, great show today, fellas. An excellent job filling the dead zone of sports this summer. You guys in the fourth dimension are hilarious. Real soon, it's gambling season, so do your homework, keep your powder dry, your dollars ready to go so you can hunt with a rifle. Against the Spread, we're going to be counting on you for some of that advice throughout the football and NBA season as we go forward. And thanks for the compliments. We appreciate that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for a Wednesday edition of the Daily Blender. And remember, if you want to play the fantasy football with us, I got a new league opening. We need you. We got spaces for you. So come on out. Even if you're brand new at it, don't worry. And, you know, we'll be here to help you along and explain stuff. We've never left anybody hanging, and we wouldn't do that to you either. So send an email to blender@1580thefanatic.com. Say you want to join the fantasy football, and you're in. See you guys tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You can do it all by yourself, baby.